Counts. And count one, count two, count three.
Three counts.
Three counts. Is there anybody who didn't do that, boy?
And that was far beyond. Sesame Street was way gone.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't even in the same universe with that.
But we all know it.
Absolutely. Count Chocula. And then they did a cereal, the whole thing. Anyway.
No, it's different.
Is that a
different count?
Is that a different count?
That's a whole different count.
Well, Count Chocula is not based on the count.
No, it's Sesame Street.
I know, but then they based it on the Sesame. Now, hold on a minute. I got a whole thing in my head here going on. My whole identity's wrong now.
You're wrong.
Hold on a second. Well, what are the Count Chocula's?
For cereal. That's all.
Okay, but isn't there a picture on the box of Count Chocula cereal?
Yes.
And what's the picture of?
Count Chocula.
And who is that?
Count Chocula.
Does he resemble anything like the Count of Counting?
He does. He does. But he's not the same guy.
It's not the same. So
guy.
You telling me there's no relation between counting and the same
zero. Zero.
They're both vampires.
I think you're both lying.
That's true. They're both bloodsuckers.
I think you two bastards are both lying.
They don't
That's
really
what I think.
look that similar either. Count Chocula's.
All of a sudden, hold on a minute.
Well, the new guy's
wait a
dissing you
second.
too.
What the hell is this? It's 3-on-1, you bastards. Now we got your Morning Joes in there. What the hell's going on over here? My God, I haven't got 2 minutes into the show and they're turning on me. I tell you, they're turning on me. I don't know about Count Chocula. Get off my back. Sorry, boys. I know. I swear, I thought it was based on. I thought it was like a tribute.
You're wrong. Move on.
I'll move on. Yeah, move this.
I can't see anything.
Hell, you're not looking, obviously. You didn't hear the rumble, apparently. Look out, 305. Stand by. Anyway. And I forgot. And Morning Joe is joining us here for a while, too. Flounder, in fact, this is a very good sign. Well, no, this is good.
No, it's not.
No. Here's the key. Flounder course. He's got Miss Veronica, as you know. I love the girl. I think this is so good for him. I think the best thing that's ever happened to Flounder. I'm telling you right now. Other than you.
Question.
Raising your hand. Well,
Morning Joe, you got a girlfriend?
Nope.
The only guy in here has a girl.
Well, 1 out of 4 is right, Flounder. Anyway, she's just wonderful and sweet and happy and a terrific girl. And I've been trying to give Flounder some advice. Caress her and call her and say, I'm just thinking of you, babe. Stuff like that. And you say, leave me alone. Well, today, guess what? I think Miss Veronica, who occasionally listens to the program, has been listening to the Kimmer with the advice, and I think she's now finally coaching Flounder because guess what? He's now sacrificing part of his time on the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder program to leave early to do something special for Miss Veronica. He wouldn't have done that 6 months ago. He'd have said, hey, look, lady, I'll get there when I freaking get there.
If I get there at all.
Exactly. But don't hold your freaking breath. I mean, he needs to be, he's got the rough edges, guys. She's sawing off the rough edges.
Honey, I need you to come with me for
I know.
Where do I sign up, dear?
Yeah, he says, the correct answer is, whatever you say, my darling.
Yes, exactly.
Write that down. Write it down, my dear. Correct as always, sweethearty.
Say no more. I'll be there with bells on.
Anyway, 307. So Flounder's Morning Joe's going to be helping us out. Okay. Oh God, and we have actual newsy stuff. The Hunter Biden thing. You just heard it on the news, so we'll get more about it as we come up. Indicted for basically lying about being on drugs when he bought the gun. You've signed him. I've signed those forms. And you look at him. I mean, you're signing your life. I mean, if you got a gun, you signed the form.
Not anymore. You don't have to. Not in this state.
I don't think you do have to anymore at all in any capacity.
No.
Anyway, so they got him on 3 charges. We'll talk more about it. And also, you're going to hear a soundbite from a few years ago of President Trader Stupidface when he was confronted about Hunter Biden and so forth, and you're going to hear him explode on the Girl Reporter. That'll be coming up very, very shortly. Well, in a manner of speaking, it's it's like that guy, the sports guy who was asked a question at the podium, and the football players started laughing and said, well, we're all coming at once or something, and it was not a good thing. Anyway, we'll also have, Nancy Pelosi, the black-hearted witch who's going to go to hell when she dies. He's talking about, we'll compare her soundbite from years ago when she said, well, I don't need to vote for the impeachment, and now comparing how she's feeling about it today. That's coming up a little bit later on it, too. Also, the latest on the Georgia Trump thing. They've severed the case for a couple of them. And Fannie Chicken Liver, the Gangland Mall, has got to be throwing stuff up against a wall on that one, I'll bet you. Anyway, and we're never convicted. But you have to wonder whether when they say she's one of the Gangland Mall. And then, by the way, have you heard the latest? Now more of the defendants on the gang. What's the murder? The sugar something murder trial that's going on. Young killers slimy trial. The slimy
young
killer,
slime life.
The young slime life killer trials. It's been going on for like 9 months to pick just the jury, and she wants to do all the 19 amendments in the Trump thing in 1 month. I mean, give me a break. I mean, this is incredible. And whether she's a gangland mall, I have no idea whether. I don't think she's in love. I don't think there's any proof that she's in love with one of the gangbangers. I don't know whether it's just a sex thing. Anyway, I have no information on the reality of it, so we'll get to that later on. But she's got to be going nuts. Also, it's 310. Dove, which is a giant company that they do more than just the soap. Dove. And actually, this article doesn't
they
really have much
build
about
the Triton submarine, I believe.
The Triton Dove people, an incredible story. In fact, they make the birds. The famous birds come right out of the Dove factory machine. Anyway, the Dove people.
You're saying birds aren't real?
Oh, just shut up.
Are you that conspiracy guy?
I have no idea about birds anymore. What do I know? It could be Chatterbox FI or whatever the hell it is.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Close. I'll give you a cookie for that.
I got the whole chat thing.
What did you just call it?
Chatterbox something?
Chatterbox?
I don't know. I don't have one. Do you have one?
Have what?
The Chatterbox.
Chat GPT?
Yeah.
No, I will not install that on my computer. No. Please. I already have Alexa monitoring my every sound and utterance. Why do I want it watching me, too?
By the way, that chat, now that's in the news, even a journal of supposedly science and magnificence got caught using the chat box to write their freaking story, their journal. Anyway, I was getting to the Dove thing. They got a big, fat black chick to promote fat liberation. And the big fat black chick promoting fat liberation is also a racist who tried to destroy a white girl just because she was white. And because this fat black chick is so entitled and so deserving of all of our support for anything she does that the people at Dove have said, we want this person to be our spokesman. So that's coming up there, which is nice. Also, NASA does a study which is different from the Defense Department study on UFOs. It came out today, and it's a bunch of crap. And they're saying, well, we don't really have any evidence. We can't. I mean, aren't you tired? I mean, come on, people. It's like they say, if you eliminate every other possibility, and you're only left with one. Ta-da! There's your answer.
Occam's razor. That's what that's called.
Yeah, there you are.
The most logic.
The razor guy.
If you've eliminated everything else, if there's just one thing left, that's probably it.
Well, there you are.
Occam's razor.
I mean, that was fairly simple. Also, Adriana from The Sopranos is getting all horny and everything on computers.
And we talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Well, I thought it was a new thing. Now she's come on and says, I don't care, leave me alone. So, I mean, it's kind of an update. Plus, she's
still a good-looking woman in her 50s.
She's 51 years old.
She's got a great body.
And Stetson Bennett, we wish him well. Don't know what's going on. Something's up, and Los Angeles Rams have put Stetson Bennett on their non-injured reserve list. And the head coach, Sean Maffei, to his good graces, says, there's an event bigger than football. And out of his respect, we're just going to not talk about it. And he's not playing for a moment, and we'll see what's going on. I wish him well. Hope he's okay. But it could be stress. I mean, who knows what's going on? I think that he's a young kid, and he's now playing for the L.A. Rams. And in the moment, he's kind of sitting off to the side. Well, for a little while. So whatever we know, we'll keep you posted. All right, hold on. We got funny stuff. We got Pete's tweets. We got. Did he leave already? Oh my God, no.
I'm right here.
We're teasing.
Jackass.
Well, you put your freaking midnight darkness there. He comes in and he's got a black light. I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, not only does he tape up the windows and keep all the light on, he's got a black light in there on the ceiling lights.
Count Chocula
it's
in there.
unbelievable. Count of one, count of two.
Kimmer's one of those people who has to have every headlight on or every overhead light on in his house.
While he's driving, the indoor light.
Hey, I can still drive at night, ladies. 313, get off my back. Here with the Kimmer, Pete Flounder, and Morning Joe with 106.3 or something. Look out. Bob Dylan. And on this day in 2011, a Swedish Bob Dylan fan had been arrested for singing Bob Dylan songs outside his ex-girlfriend's house. The lovesick man had also cobbled together a group of 5 other guys to serve as vocal accompaniment for the late-night live performance, each of whom donned hoodies with their hoods up. Soon after, the man began to serenade his ex, who had previously taken out a restraining order against him. She called the cops, leaving 50-year-old guitar player blowing in the wind. He said, "I had no idea I'd be playing a Bob Dylan song for her," the man told police. Anyway, whatever. I'll play a little Bob Dylan there. Joe still, was that Flounder back there? One of them's running the music. I can't tell. Anyway, just a second. There you go, like a Rolling Stone. Nobody else could do this song like he did. I mean, every time I hear him and the harmonica, and when we all got harmonicas, oh my God, that was that for the podcast. And that was our buddy, was that Clayton at the ball game? Was it at the ball game when Rome, Georgia Braves game? Man, that was so much fun. 3:21. Quick break. They're yelling at me because I'm not doing a good radio show. I'm doing stupid stuff like birthdays. Joey Heatherton. Remember Joey Heatherton? Hey, Joe, have you ever heard of Joey Heatherton?
No, look her up.
Flounder, you ever heard of Joey Heatherton?
Look her
I
up.
have not. I'll take a look.
Oh, my God. Joey Heatherton.
Looking at women again, are we?
She is 79. Yeah, well, he's leaving early for the new one. So this is, believe me.
And that poor girl was married to a pervert.
Yeah, she looks like a Barbie doll.
Was that the football player?
Lance Rensel.
Rensel. Who wasn't he? Was he a child?
No, he liked to go to parks and expose himself to children.
Was that what? God! And he was a L.A. Ram.
And she's one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Gorgeous. Yeah,
and he's out doing that.
She was in the 50s and 60s, like the beach movies and
Carol Burnett
like
shows. Every
sweet
early 70s show had her on.
Joey Heatherton, check her out. She's 79.
There's some nude photos too, by the way.
Well, no, we don't want to. Anyway, 79 years old. And just I got to get back to the actual news things here real quick. But just a quick history note. I'll edit this. 1982 on this day, Princess Grace of Monaco is dead, murdered by her daughter. So we'll just leave it at that.
I think the hill had a lot to do with it too.
Well, I think she was. She apparently driving around a curb. I think she let her daughter drive at the age of 14 or something. Little Caroline or whatever her name was, and they crashed, and the mommy died. Princess Grace, one of the most naturally lovely women you will ever see a picture of. Hitchcock. Abused the crap out of her.
What's the one? The room.
Rear Window?
Rear Window, yeah. That was, yeah.
Well, with Jimmy Stewart. I mean, they're all great. Vertigo, although I never really got that one.
She wasn't in Vertigo. No, you're thinking about...
that was Kim Novak.
Kim Novak, I believe.
I got him all. By the way, one of the reasons Pete's a little grumpy today is because he needs a sugar fix. 3:23, by the way.
Well, I should be off to a good... I got in a bad start. I had 8 o'clock... basically dentist appointment, 8 o'clock in Woodstock.
Which is never any fun either. Yeah.
And I'm coming down the highway, and it's just jam-packed. 30
you're
minutes
driving from the mountains of Macon to Woodstock.
Traffic anymore. So I'm sitting in traffic, and I get there, and the first thing she says, she goes, well, it's going to be $1,800 for the root canal.
Whoa, hi.
And I'm like, whoa, what root canal? I'm just here for you guys to look at it, because I don't know if I need a root canal. She goes, well, it says here you're going to have a root canal. She says, well, if you need a root canal, do you want to do it today? I was like, no, I got to prepare. I got to mentally prepare for that. No.
Walk into a root canal.
Yeah, walk right in. Hey, while you're here, let's just drill a hole in your head. So she goes, okay, well, you go back there. It's going to be $350, before insurance and all that stuff. And I said, okay, I just need you to look at it. And so they looked at it, did the X-rays with the space machines and all that stuff, the cold touch and all that stuff. And the doctor comes in and hits it around, come do the knee-jerk thing, and he goes,
bangs it with
you don't need a root canal. Get out of here.
Adios.
I'm thinking that's the best $350 I ever spent.
Well, I tell you, it's old-fashioned mountain men people, the mountains of Macon and stuff, and Woodstock. I mean, the same thing.
Woodstock's not in the mountains.
Well, not quite, but it's not exactly downtown Atlanta either.
It's almost.
So, it's all. Oh, it is.
It's almost. They have a Del Taco though. I tell you what, I almost pulled over at 9 o'clock this morning for a Del Taco.
I used to go through Woodstock all the time. My Harley riding up there on the weekends.
It looks like Beaver Highway.
Oh, my God.
Actually, Beaver Highway looks better now.
The reason I mentioned the sugar fix was because every day I'm holding this up for our YouTube camera. This little teeny little thing. It's called a Reese's Thins peanut butter cup, and it's teeny. It's like a 16th of an inch thick and like a 50-cent piece, okay? And every day I bring 2 of them in for Flounder and his crackers. because he likes the cheese crackers, not the peanut butter. And so when Pete's in here, I always bring 2 for Pete and 2 for Flounder.
Yeah.
And so today I give Pete his things. He says, get those out of here. I said, what are you talking about?
Give it here, I'll eat it.
And these are little Reese's Pieces. Little thing. I bring them, and so Pete says, okay, and tell their little people
exactly
why you said that.
If you're going to take these calories and eat them, you might as well eat the big Reese's, the real one, instead of this little thin thing. It's like we talked about. If you want a milkshake, you don't go to McDonald's, you go to Chick-fil-A and get a real milkshake.
A real good one.
If you're going to take those calories,
if you're going to screw it up,
get it good.
Well, I actually agree with that philosophy. On the other hand, I mean, it's not like it's going to hurt you either. And
these are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty good. They're teeny and they're quick and boom, wham, and there you go.
And I'm hungry.
Anyway, now, and I didn't bring anything for Joe. Morning, Joe. I'm so sorry. I had no idea you were going to be.
I'll take those Reese's Pieces.
They're yours.
This is a waste of calories.
Flanders got some for me.
No, well,
that's right here.
Well, either way, they're right there. There you are. Somebody's going to get. Okay.
Pete, you always go to Chick-fil-A. Have you tried their the frozen lemonade?
Oh,
no. I haven't.
I tried one 2 days ago, and it's delicious. It's like almost like a milkshake with a lemonade.
Yeah, I thought, did they always have those?
I mean, they have, but I've never had one.
That's a slushy, a Slurpee.
But it's more cream. It's got some kind of cream filled in it.
And lemonade?
I'm trying to. I don't think I've ever had one.
They're good. I'm on board with Flounder.
326, outstanding. Holy cow. All right, it's Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Morning Joe, and Hunter Biden indicted for lying about being on drugs when he bought a gun.
You got any more of these?
No, I'm good, thank you. And by the way, therefore, expect Donald Trump to be indicted again for something by tomorrow. You can guarantee that something bad's going to be by Donald Trump or somebody's going to turn on. That's what it is. One of the people in the indictment of the 19 people together, someone's going to turn on Trump, or they're going to reveal something. Yeah, that's what it is. Well, and by the way, although tomorrow's Friday, unfortunately, and they hate to take it out with the trash on a bad news day, Friday to try to go get Trump on it, but they're going to be reaction to it, and they're already denying it. But we're going to play a soundbite here in just a second of President Stupid Face, the traitor to America. But Hunter lied about his drug use when he bought the gun in 2018. Delaware grand jury multiple felony charges against Hunter, including 2 counts of false statements and 1 possessing a firearm while addicted to illicit drugs. What do you bet? This is going to be pleaded down to misdemeanors of some kind, and if it is, I'll bet it. I hope somebody can dig into the records of how often that would ever happen. We've already shown before when the deal was fixed by the same guy Weiss who made this indictment, by the way, this guy Weiss. When the fix was in before, they made sure that he was going to get a diversion program, which no one has ever gotten for multiple charges and being a drug user. No one's ever gotten diversion on that. They go to jail for that, federal prison for that.
And he was supposed to be clean.
And he wasn't clean. And by the way, I hope they give him a drug test. Because that would blow everything. I mean, it would be okay. No more deals ever. Period. Anyway, the fix was in before. I'll guarantee the freaking fix is in now. And by the way, this is pretty funny. Back in 2019, President Showers with daughter was confronted by some chick reporter back in 2019, where she said, "Now what's this stuff about corruption in the Biden family?"
Former White House aides of yours who tried to warn you about the potential conflicts of interest.
Nobody warned me about a potential conflict of interest. Nobody warned me about that. And at the same time...
George Kent, the State Department official, testified that he raised it to you.
No, he
and your
didn't
staff,
say
to your
me.
staff.
He did not
to your staff. I stand corrected.
Never heard that once.
To your staff. And your staff told him he has no bandwidth.
Well, my son was dying.
I
guess that's why he said it, because my son was on his deathbed.
My son was on his deathbed.
Like Captain America's shield, he pulls it out every time he's in trouble. My son's dead.
Well, the same thing with the Afghan withdrawal and the people who got murdered. Says, I can relate because my son was there. Your son was in a hospital bed, not getting blown up by a freaking terrorist that you could have stopped. Oh, God, here we go.
He is a liar from...
Slimy, scummy...
From day
traitor.
One. Day one.
Oh, man. We got so much more. 3:30 with the Kimmer, Pete, Flounder and Morning Show, at least for a while today. Don't go away. Lots coming up.
More Reese's.
Something. Doesn't have to. He wants earnestly to leave early today to be a good gentleman and a good man and a good provider for his lady, Miss Veronica.
Denied.
Who's asked him to do so. Oh, I don't
Provider?
think so.
She makes more than he does.
Most people make more than I do, so.
Well, you make more than I do. What's that say about me? Flounder makes more money than I do.
All of us.
Then you do too. How about that? Yeah, you wanted the luxurious life of radio. Trust me. Anyway, so Miss Veronica wants to do something, and she's asked her man to be with him, and and he's going to. So we're very in favor of that. You can play some more music. Our morning show's play a little in the background. That's fine. We're playing Iron Maiden because it was on this day in 2008. Is that an 8? I keep writing over it. 2008. Singer Bruce Dickinson with Iron Maiden was one of the pilots who flew specially chartered flights over after 85,000 tourists were stranded in America, the Caribbean, Africa, and Europe. This was 2008 after Britain's third largest tour operator went into administration, which I guess went out of business. The singer Bruce Dickinson, Iron Maiden, had worked for the airline Astraeus.
Remember we had a caller last week?
We talked about that, and I remember, and this is the same guy, right?
Yep.
He worked as an airline pilot for this Astraeus for 9 years. He took up flying during a low point in his solo music career after he quit the band in 1993.
He had a solo career.
What a great, well, not really. He wasn't making any money, so became a pilot. You know, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm out of work. I think I'll be a pilot. Good. God bless him, you know. I mean, what a country. Whoever's it was. I guess it's Australian, isn't it?
Or British?
Or British, I don't know. Quick birthday. Remember the TV show Murphy Brown? The girl who played Corky, Faith Ford, is 59 today. The tall, kind of strawberry blondish.
Always reminded me of Deborah Norville.
She did remind me of Deborah Norville. And by the way, the first I used to work, I actually met with her sometimes on stories. She was, in her heel, she was like 6'1". I mean, she's a big
nice
girl.
Woman.
Yeah.
Nice woman.
And smart as a whip.
Yeah.
I liked her. I liked her a lot. Very, very professional and a good worker. Let's see. Just staying.
Have you taken drugs before the show today? What's going on?
That sounds like a better idea than what I had in mind. No, but seriously,
You're giddy.
I don't. I'm giddy. I'm giddy. I don't know what's going on.
I would tell you earlier. I don't think I've ever had a day where I had so many great things happen and so many just stupid human stuff happen. And I'm up to here with humans right now. So I'm just
okay. I don't even want. You've said that, and I was afraid to kind of set you off. So I didn't want to see. You want to get it off your mind?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
All right. Well,
but revenge is a dish best served cold. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I will help you because I'm in the mood to get somebody good. Now, but do we have I thought we have a Flounders Funny in there, right? Oh, okay. The one that I talked about? Okay, now I got to do this. All right, I swear to God, we've got actual news. You're going to hear from Nancy Pelosi in a second. You're going to hear from Donald Trump in a second, their actual voices, and we'll talk about that fat black chick who hates white people and got a white girl in trouble because she's a fat black chick and a racist. But first, I'll read just very, very a quick part of this. We got a very nice message here from, quote, the Appalachian Alaskan. And it's I won't read the whole thing. It's a long message and really, really nice and very touching. He said, just as Pete was moving to the mountains of Macon, I was moving away from the mountains of Macon after 17 great years in there and moving to Alaska, driving to Alaska. And on my drive to Alaska, I heard the news live as anyone else. We were back on the radio. Something big was coming. And he goes, I talked about this a while. I listened to the podcast, Podcast Park and YouTube when he was there. And he said, by the way, tell Kimmer I was there. I voted for Herschel. Don't blame me, man. Anyway, and then he said, since Sophia's, he's talking about the people of the old days where they're from. He said, since Sophia's obviously a guy and hasn't been a lot of female Flounders Funnies lately, may I suggest Kathleen Madigan. I happen, this is from our buddy, who was sent a very nice note. And it's his birthday today. So in honor of the birthday of the Appalachian Alaskan, one of my favorite comedians also is Kathleen Madigan, which I think Flounder was able to find for us, if you don't mind, sir.
I don't really consider it, I don't know what I consider it. I don't know if it's north or south, but I know sometimes when I'm in the south, I see things on bumper stickers, I read things in their newspaper, or I think to myself, seriously, I think we may need to have this Civil War again. I'm not sure they got it. I feel like it's beating up a drunk in an alley, and then they wake up, they're like, I'm ready, come back. No, drunkie, we're not coming back. I was in Louisiana, and you can Google this, because I couldn't believe this was true. It is true. They are teaching children in schools in Louisiana that will accept vouchers. So that's tax money. They're private schools, but they accept vouchers. This is in science class. Now put on your science hat and try to follow this syllogism.
This is funny stuff.
They're teaching the kids that the Loch Ness Monster is real.
Isn't funny at all.
Now, as an aside, I agree with that, but nobody taught me that. I had to stay up really late, watching the Discovery Channel, drinking a lot of wine, and weeding through a lot of crap to make my decision.
Right.
Anyway,
that's enough.
No more her.
I remember
what she asked for.
I know and I wrote it down.
She's not funny. She's like that Chinese chick that runs her mouth about the South.
Yeah,
she's not funny, but she just bashes the South.
I take total blame for this because the bits I remember of her are talking about her mother being half nuts and ragging on her father, the family stuff, kind of like Jeff Foxbury.
If we're such a hellhole, why are they all moving here?
I know. Anyway, well, sorry about that. I mean, but I feel terrible.
You know what? And the good thing about people like her is keep running your mouth, Kathleen, because that will keep people like you from moving here.
Well, I don't think I don't even know if she's still working. I used to listen to her like 9 years ago when I was retired, or longer than that, when I had a satellite radio comedy channel on my phone.
But it's good PR to keep them from moving here. Keep thinking we're all like that.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, again, sorry, that was not funny at all. But I'm telling you, her stuff on her mother and her family, her sister.
Whatever.
Anyway. Anyway, sorry about that.
She had another funny bit about what's called the villages in Florida.
Oh, yeah, and old people.
Yeah, and old people.
We'll do that. No, let's not promote her anymore. Well, that's like Margaret Cho. When we bring Margaret Cho in here and have her crap all over us.
Pete. All right,
that's another human being I've had it up to here with.
Okay, this is
I've had it up to here with.
So now we're going to go to the good part. We're going to get back to the bad.
There's a million comedians out there more deserving than that bitch.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to do that now. We're over with that. Everything's going to be fine.
This is a no Kathleen Madigan zone. As producer, that's why that has been issued.
Wow.
No Margaret Cho, no Naomi Wolf or Michelle Wolf, whatever her name is. Netflix has another commercial with that unfunny biatch that they're trying to shove down everybody's throats. Remember what's her name? Michelle Wolf that was bitching about Trump the whole time. She's disappeared for 3 years, and now Netflix, she deserves a special. Where's she been for 4 years?
The nasty one at the
She's the one who bashed Sarah, the White House press secretary at the
making the apple pie or something.
Exactly.
She the one? Yeah.
She got canceled.
Sanders. Yeah, that was, and I'm,
a nice one. Who's buying out the governor of Arkansas?
Yeah.
What have you done, Michelle, lately?
That's right. Good point. Yeah.
Wow. You wanted me to go off on it? That's one of the reasons.
No. See, we needed to go ahead and have the, the whole.
And let me just say that the humans I'm mad at are not in this building. This is something else.
No, we're going to look for them later.
But they're representative of all human beings. We're going to
find them, though. We're going to get the bastard. And we're coming after them, and they know it, so it's going to be even that more exciting. Oh, God, I love this.
And you wonder why I go, seriously, I don't have another human being within a mile from me when I go home. There's a reason for that.
Yes, it's a good thing.
For their safety. Just to hear.
And on a lighter note, people tell the little people something that you just discovered. Do you remember a few minutes ago what you just discovered?
That I hate people?
No, well, we know that. We've all discovered that. But no, something you just discovered.
What?
What did I just discover? That when you take an airplane flight.
Oh, yes. In fact, I stole this to somebody on Facebook. I apologize. Did you know that you can leave from any airport in the world and not announce it on Facebook?
Well, I did not know that. You can have lunch and never take a picture. I thought it was there in the menu. Make sure you take the picture of the entree, not the appetizer. Anyway, so many things. And by the way, speaking of that, there's a whole article. People making fun of my shoes. There's a whole article. In fact, I got it right here. I swear to God. Nancy Pelosi's coming up. Get the sound bites. We got 3 sound bites of Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump, and they're all coming up, and it's already almost 3:45. We're now
Nancy Pelosi is funnier than Kathleen Madigan.
Well, oh my God, we're still. All right, hold on. I got it right here. I got to find it right here. That's not it. Oh, that's not it. I got it right here.
That's scintillating radio.
Oh, here we go. The headline, feels like a sneaker, why smart men are choosing hybrid shoes for work.
Hybrid.
Created by former athletes and businessmen tired of foot pain, these shoes are sophisticated, ultra-comfortable athletic soles, and they're selling fast as sneakered-out men create more formality post-pandemic. Crave more formality but comfort. And they're the old-fashioned Bucks, but now they're really light, and they're rubber soles.
Screw the shoes. Where did you get those socks? Did a witch taking psychedelic drugs make those for you?
Oh, well, wait a minute.
I think they look great.
They're both different. I never wear the
socks and the shoes.
Okay.
I have shoes like that.
He thinks they look great. He's wearing what jacket do you have on?
Patriots, go Pats,
a New England Patriots jersey.
Well, he's young. He doesn't know. I blew this whole segment. I'm so sorry. And Pete, I was trying to make a thing. I didn't even know. I thought it was a thing. It wasn't a thing.
Don't get on my list.
I'll get on a list. It's 4:45. Kevin P. Flounder and Morning Joe helping out. I swear to God, anybody else on funny stuff will be fine. And actual news and Pelosi coming up and Trump and we'll be right. Don't go away.
I blame you.
No, shut up. $3.49. A little Grateful Dead here for you. This was their Crosby, Stills, and Nash sound-alike period, apparently. On this day in 2005, the newly refurbished Grateful Dead's original tour bus went on display at the Volo Auto Museum in Volo, Illinois, or Volo, I guess it is. I've heard of that. I've never been there, but I've heard of it. The 1965 Gillig bus, which Jerry Garcia and the rest of the Grateful Dead dubbed Sugar Magnolia, was used by the band on their frequent tours across the U.S. between 1967 and 85. The ceiling of the bus was lined with hundreds of vintage rock posters featuring the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and so many others who visited the bus and left souvenirs. My daughter Jennifer, the Clonkhead, was a huge Deadhead. Probably followed him around for 3 or 4 years when she was missing and high on heroin and cocaine until she finally has been.
We got breaking news.
Breaking news.
Don't have to have the sounder. Don't worry about the sounder here.
What?
Those idiots who decided we didn't need pipelines to carry stuff around, dangerous stuff or whatever. We'd rather have rail cars and railroads.
Yeah, well, you don't want to have pipelines. It's too dangerous. Yeah.
4-mile evacuation has been ordered after a rail car carrying toxic chemicals has exploded, unleashing hazardous toxic smoke in North Platte, Nebraska. It looks horrendous. It's just hazmats on the scene, Union Pacific Railroad tracks in North Platte. Here we go again. They keep putting this stuff on the rail cars and it derails or explodes or whatever.
Well, I don't trust anything under this administration to try to make things in terms our transportation guy, Petey Fudgy.
Where's he?
Please, you're killing me. 351. By the way, Hunter Biden indicted on 3 charges, gun charges for when he lied about when the gun because he was a drug addict and all, the whole deal on that. I guarantee the fix is in. I guarantee this. I don't trust any of these people. The same guy who indicted him, David Weiss, is the same guy who made the fix in before, which gave Hunter immunity for all of his crimes. And thank God that girl judge caught him. Anyway, this is the latest. Why shouldn't he even be involved in this at all? So I don't trust any of this. And the fix is in and they're going to come out with some misdemeanor and let him get away with everything. You think he's going to spend a day behind bars? A day?
No. Unless they catch him still doing drugs.
Well, anyway, and again, now the headlines all over the place about, does this affect the President Joe Poopy Face, his re-election chances? Well, liberal columnists are jumping on. Yeah, let's remember, when Richard Nixon was in trouble for the Watergate thing, Richard Nixon was as strong as anyone's ever been, saying, I'm not a quitter, I'll never quit. And we look, so sorry, didn't mean to bother you. And then all of a sudden, when the 2 top guys in the Republican Party came to him and said, Mr. President, you've lost us. And therefore, you've lost the party and the people. And that's when he resigned. And the same thing's happening. Liberal columnists coming all over the place. Washington Post, New York Magazine, The Intelligencer, an independent writer who's well-respected, suggests that Biden get rid of Kamala's side piece, the shiftless, lazy vice president, and replace her with either Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who's probably worse, or Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth, or Georgia Senator Raphael Wifeknocker, the deadbeat phony minister who ran out the back door when the process server showed up to get him to start paying his child support. The so-called minister who's at the same podium as Martin Luther King and Hosea Williams. Oh, my God. The same guy who hates the military, hates white people, hates the police, and got elected because Georgia went liberal. Oh, my criminy. Anyway, Nancy Pelosi. When they talk about the impeachment, this is funny. We got 3 in a row here. Nancy Pelosi. First of all, in 2018, the former Speaker of the House, who was Speaker then, was talking about impeachment when they were going after Donald Trump for phone calls. For trying to follow in on phone calls. And here's what Pelosi said about the ability to go ahead and impeach somebody.
As the distinguished chairman said, there's no requirement that we have a vote. And so at this time, we will not be having a vote. And I'm very pleased with the thoughtfulness of our caucus in terms of being supportive of the path that we are on in terms of fairness, in terms of seeking the truth, in terms of upholding the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah, fairness and seeking the truth by not having a vote. She skirted around having a vote. This dried up, black-hearted witch who's going to go to hell when she dies was then asked about that comment just recently.
Speaker McCarthy made the argument the other day that, well, Nancy Pelosi set this precedent. She waited a long time to have a vote on the first impeachment of Donald Trump. You did hold a vote, we should add, but he said you made the rules and he's just following them now by not holding this initial vote for an impeachment inquiry. What do you say to that?
I say that that's hogwash. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I don't know why the press keeps repeating it.
Yeah. Okay.
She's funnier.
She said it. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then the question of Vice President's side piece, the shiftless, lazy Vice President, and Pelosi, who's going to seek re-election to Congress. She's 107, and so now they're talking about whether the right fit is to have Vice President Kamala's side piece on the ticket. Here's what Pelosi says about that.
People shouldn't underestimate what Kamala Harris brings to the table.
But do you think she is the best running mate, though?
She's the Vice President of the United States. So when people say to me, well, why isn't she doing this or that? I said, because she's the Vice President. That's the job description. You don't do that much.
You don't do that much. So that I mean, just the whole thing. You know, nobody wants to talk about it. The Democrats do not want this even on the table. They must be going nuts. Can you imagine, behind the scenes, what they're saying? What are we going to do now?
They're begging Michelle, and the only reason she wouldn't take it is if she doesn't want to put herself through that, or she doesn't want to put the two daughters, who are adults now, by the way, but that will turn their lives upside down. So she doesn't want to do that. But you know they're pressuring her big time.
Well, I've said for 2 years that President Poopy Pants is not going to be on the ticket. I still believe that. Now, this just helps them get rid of him and Carmela to start over. I assume that's what they're going to have to say. But if they convince him, if they go to him and say, Joe, it's all between Hunter and everything else and the stuff you can't run, then they're stuck with her. I mean, it's a nightmare for them. They must be going crazy. I love it. Their heads are exploding. Anyway, Donald Trump got kind of a sort of a victory when the judge ruled that they don't all have to go to trial together here with the Fanny Chicken Liver, the disgraced district attorney of Fulton County.
It's breaking the RICO up.
Yeah, absolutely. All that's going to go away. All of that stuff is all crap. RICO against lawyers for saying we disagree with the... please. Anyway, Donald Trump was on Megyn Kelly, I guess, doing a podcast these days. I don't know where she's found. She's on some social media thing, I guess, since they blew her out at Fox. Anyway, and her show's coming up, and here's a little preview of Donald Trump with Megyn Kelly talking about the election.
77% of Americans say that Joe Biden at age 80 is too old to be president. Are they right?
No.
Not only did you not fire Fauci, you made him a star. Wouldn't you like a do-over on that? You're big on the firing.
Yeah, I fired a lot of people. I fired Comey.
You allowed biological men to compete in the Miss Universe pageant at the time, which you owned. A lot has changed since 2016. Have you?
No matter what you do there, you're going to take heat.
Can a man become a woman? Why would you describe a newspaper article as highly confidential and still a secret, saying as president you could have declassified it, but now you can't?
I did nothing.
But let's get to my question. Even if you had the right to the documents, once you get the subpoena, you got to fork them over. The subpoena said give us anything with a classified marking. Does it make you angry?
Again, this is just a preview.
When I saw the mugshot, I said he's angry.
Yeah. They're making him look like an idiot.
Wow. Realistic chance you could go to prison. Can you see that happening?
When you were moderating the debate for Fox, that frankly, if I didn't come up with the answer only Rosie O'Donnell, I would have had a problem with that. That was a bad question.
That was a great question.
No, it was a nasty question.
It was awesome. You don't have to be running for president, sitting for 4 criminal trials. Is it worth it?
Would I like to be at Turnberry in Scotland right now? I may never see those places again.
Wow. I had not heard the sound. What a nasty... I mean, she's just trying to make herself bigger by attacking everything he's ever done, I guess.
And cutting off his answers to make him look stupid.
Yeah, and it was just her. Well, of course, it's a promo for her show, so I mean...
You let a man in.
But that was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And now who's... I don't even know where do we get this from? Is this from Fox? It isn't from Fox.
No,
right?
it's from... Megyn Kelly has a podcast. And it's a
so it's her podcast preview?
She did an interview with Trump, and that's just the preview of it. I think it's going to air tonight.
What a nasty... oh, my God.
Well, let's see. That should be interesting tomorrow, then.
Wow, I'm surprised he hasn't done a reaction if it's been taped, obviously. I wonder if there's any reaction of his on Truth Social. By the way, is anybody on Truth Social? Have you even looked at it?
I think Trump
Remember, we tried to go on, and it was just such a pain in the ass to try to get it hooked up on.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it was just one thing after another. I said, just sign me up. Here's my freaking name.
Was it 2 months ago? Thread was going to destroy Twitter.
Yeah.
Thread. Where's that?
What is that? I don't even know what that is. All right, 4 o'clock. I don't know what that is either. Hold on, we got more coming up. Stand by. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Joe for the morning. Hell of an alley out here. Answer?
No, that was Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
He died of an overdose. They used to say it was peanut, but he was doing peanut butter and heroin, but it was heroin.
Oh my God! Well, the peanut butter.
That was the rumor.
I think. Quick birthday note. How you doing, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder? And Morning Joe's filling in because Flounder's going to be with this special girl lady because she wants him to do something, and by God, he's going to do it.
Who is it this week?
Ow. So you had little sugar. It's a tell him I love you, my baby. I miss you so much. 404.
We only mock him because we're jealous.
You're damn right we're jealous. God. He's over there going, leave me alone. I got my own life to worry, Yeah, a little something for the effort, Jeez. Sam Neill.
Why don't you go look for some shoes or
something?
Thank
you. Get off my back. Sam Neill is 76 years old, and Dr. Alan Grant in the Jurassic Park movies, Cardinal Thomas Wolsey on the Tudors, the Showtime series about Henry VIII. Sam Neill's 76
Didn't
years
end
old.
well for him in that show. No.
I didn't. I don't remember that. What was the one? They had the bad Cardinal series, and it was with that other famous.
The bad Cardinal? That was Stan Musial.
No, it was
the American League MVP.
No, it was the House of the bad Pope. It was a bad Pope, not a Cardinal. The bad Pope.
And it was one guy from Game of Thrones was in it, wasn't it?
Yeah. A couple of guys. Quick historical note here. Let's lift it up a little bit with 1814. Francis Scott Key wrote a song called "The Defense of Fort McHenry," to become later the Star-Spangled Banner. He had witnessed the bombing of Fort McHenry during the War of 1812. It became the national anthem March 3rd, 1930.
And why did he witness the war?
He witnessed that because he was there to take a message to Paul Revere. Might have mixed up my historical notes there.
So you went to American public schools or something?
I'm a prep school graduate.
And you still don't know why he was
2 college degrees, including a master's.
He was a prisoner of the British on a British ship.
Captured him, and they took him to Fort McHenry, which the British had, and there was a bombardment, and by God, he
I always want to know what happened when he got in the morning, because he must have felt really patriotic and everything to see the flag still flying. The British must have been pissed.
Yeah, absolutely. Flag still flying. Oh, we got a billion things. Oh, let's do the 406. And by the way, here's our phone number. If you love phone calls, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And we're monitoring YouTube and our YouTube gangbangers and whatever. We're not doing that anymore. Okay, fine. Let's see. By the way, Anthony, what a surprise! I find in my garage door. I get this. I found this box and it says TV 4K Ethernet Wi-Fi, and I look at it and I couldn't figure it out. And what?
Someone left that at your garage door?
Yeah.
Someone knows where you live?
Yeah. Well, it was mailed, so somebody even know mail work, but that means they still know where I live.
They just left it.
Anyway, and it's a box, and it's got a little black thing in it, and a cord.
Apple TV right there,
Apple
baby.
TV. So now
you might be able to get the Netflix and Amazon box in that one box.
Well, I'm too nervous about it, but I'm gonna see if there's any elementary schools who have a
audio visual
program where they have their children come over to the elderly house and help them fix up their television.
That would be a good thing.
The local Barnstable Elementary School or something.
Let's ask the people if they know this.
Yeah.
If you have one of these Apple boxes.
Yeah.
Basically, I think what it does is that you now have an intermediary between your cable box and your TV.
I guess.
And you put that in between them. You wire them in between them.
I guess. There are some kind of instructions in here, I believe. And again, it's a little black. It's heavy. It's a solid, heavy black box. And so I'm going to try to figure this out.
It's not an intermediary. It's a different input, and you connect it to your Wi-Fi.
The old Wi-Fi.
I've already lost him.
I don't know what that is or where. I know I have it on my. It's that thing with a little round thing. So I have to go big, and then smaller. That's Wi-Fi, right?
It's magic.
Right, so I have that.
I don't know,
but I don't know where it is. And if I have to go connect to it, how do I connect to something I don't know where it is?
Do you have a username or password?
Yeah, you'll need to.
See, now I just get off my. You get pains in all you young people.
I try to help.
If you got a username and a password, I suppose you need an app for that. I got a couple.
It's on the back of your router.
Well, don't yell at me. I don't even have a router. That's not a router. It's a box.
So then you don't have Wi-Fi.
It says Apple on it.
What were you going to do there? Is this actual story there?
Oh, yeah, story. The fat black. That's what the fat black woman, girl, person. Well, this is crap.
She's morbidly obese.
She's a fat black activist. And that's what she wants to be, and she's a racist and a white hater. And if you're going to start it, lady, then welcome to the ball game. Because, the rules go for everybody. Aren't you sick of this? The very idea.
Entitled people like her? Yeah, I am sick of that.
All right, here's the deal. The beauty giant Dove is partnering with a Black Lives Matter activist to promote fat liberation. The fat liberation chick was accused and was convicted of wrongfully getting a white student expelled from her university because the fat black activist misheard what she said and didn't stop and went after her anyway and won because God forbid anybody should stand up to the fat black activist, especially being a female. Her name is Ziantha Bryant, a community organizer and student activist at the University of Virginia. She made an announcement just now saying she's a Dove ambassador on her Instagram page, and she spoke about her goal of ending the stigma of being fat. My belief is that we should be centering the voices and experiences of the most marginalized people and communities at all times, said the 22-year-old. So when I think about what fat liberation looks like to me, I think about centering the voices of those who live in and who maneuver through spaces and institutions in a fat body. Fat liberation is something we should all be talking about. Use hashtag size freedom. She's praised for her work with Black Lives Matter and getting the Robert E. Lee statue taken down in Charlottesville. Oh, wow. Well done. She also got a white student named Morgan Bettinger suspended from campus. Mm-hmm. Here's what happened. July 2020. Black Lives Matter haters, the white haters, the arsonists tearing down America, destroying America all the time and getting away with it. Where our vice president helping them get out of jail with no bond stuff. You remember that whole time of that period? Sure. Anyway, so what was going on? There was a riot and a girl realized she was driving her car. This young lady was driving her car. And she drove down the street where the protesters for the Black Lives haters had gathered. And so she said she saw a dump truck partially blocking the road, but it wasn't blocked off. So she kept going and realized, oh, my God, I can't go any farther. So she stopped and got out to see what was going on. Again, this was all just happening live. Mm-hmm. There was a truck driver started talking to her. They had a brief conversation. And the truck driver, the girl says, she told the truck driver something about, he said, boy, I'm glad you're here to stop this traffic because otherwise these people would turn into speed bumps with all these people racing around here. Thank God you're here to block the traffic. Well, the fat black activist only heard her say, turn these people into speed bumps. So she said, this woman told everybody that these black people are no more any good for anything than speed bumps. She's a racist, and boy, they went after her. She called the police. They started crying, the woman, because they were attacking her. The tweet was over and over thousands of times identifying the driver of this young girl named Bettinger. There were social media posts. And the fact that she had a pro-police social media post and her late father worked as a police officer irritated people even more. They identified her as Morgan Bettinger, and this fat black chick, Bryant, demanded she be expelled from the University of Virginia. They demanded school administrators expel her. They're demanding she face consequences for her action, and UVA should stop graduating racists. I mean, this is unbelievable. And she got away with it, and she did it. And now your friends at Dove have made her their special ambassador for fat people. Yes, and Miss Bettinger eventually did graduate from UVA, but she's got a permanent mark on her record, hinders her chances of getting into law school, like she had dreamed all along, because she got doxxed by this fat black activist who misunderstood what was going on. And should actually have been praising her to save the lives of the black people laying down in the street who would have been speed bumps.
Maybe it should be.
God.
If you're going to lay down in the middle of the street, I got no sympathy for you.
Screw you. And this girl, the innocent young lady, said the whole situation's had a huge impact on my life. The university's never had to answer for anything for the actions they have done. She's thinking about suing them.
Good.
She can't clear a record of nothing else. And the fat black chick has been profiled in Washington Post. She's Ebony's Power 100 list person of the year. Jeez. Oh, my God.
She's a fat cow. And she's going to, young women are going to look at that and say, well, there's nothing wrong with me to make bad health decisions and get fat, morbidly obese.
Yeah, fat liberation.
How many people are going to die because of her?
It's not a goal.
It's unhealthy.
Anyway. Oh, man. 4:14. Time for the 4:13 break. NASA's coming up. Here we go again. and Lisa Gummy Bear turned on the husband who supported her, even though she was a slut and a tramp with a Trump case. That's coming up 4:14. Look out. The Stones. 420 with a Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Morning Joe helping out. There we go. Rolling Stones 1981 played a secret pre-tour warm-up show at Sir Morgan's Cove Club in Worcester, Massachusetts. Excuse me. I remember this. Billed as Little Boy Blue and the Cockroaches. A local radio station announced the Stones were in town, resulting in the club being besieged by over 4,000 screaming fans trying to get into a venue that holds 300 people. Police showed up to try to control the crowd. 11 people got arrested anyway. Let's do a little Stones there, Morning Joe. Bill Stones here. Play him. He already killed the Stones. We got to play the Stones, Joe. Where'd they go? There we go. Play little Stones. See, we like to play with little music. Now the morning show, they start talking and never quit. So we got to play little Stones. You got a little music. Here you go. Yeah, play it. Here you go. There you go. The old Stones. Yeah, you can't go wrong with old Stones.
It's getting good reviews, this latest album.
The new album, and they got... Tell the folks who we were just talking about.
Elton John's on it, but he doesn't sing. He just wanted to be there to play. Says, I played with the effing Rolling Stones. That's what Elton John just wanted to be there. Play. Stevie Wonder comes on and played 3 different keyboards.
Yeah.
And just jammed with them for like days.
Wow.
Paul McCartney's in there playing bass. Not singing, just playing bass. Yeah. Lady Gaga comes in and sings with Jagger. I mean, it's star-studded, but they say it's a good mix of kind of like an old sounding and the stuff they would do now.
Didn't we play a sample of it?
I played the one yesterday, and the funny thing is the music video is it's like a car driving down Hollywood Boulevard, and it has old images of them playing live on billboards.
Really? Cool.
And that chick is that Sydney.
She's hot. I know that.
The blonde chick who's in that
Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney.
I know Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, you do? Huh?
Yeah,
how well?
We're besties.
We'll bring her in then.
Yeah. Come on down. It's 422. Quick birthday, Walter Koenig, or Koenig?
Koenig.
87, the Star Trek legend.
Koenig.
And the last Chekhov standing, they say here. The younger Chekhov from the new movies died in a freak accident in 2016.
The car. He was behind a car and it rolled down a hill and pinned him against a wall.
I remember hearing that. Yeah. And Walter is a Koenig. It's Koenig, I guess they pronounce it. Koenig,
Koenig.
But it's Koenig? Is it Koenig?
I thought
it was pronounced Koenig. Anyway,
know,
87 years old, Star Trek guy.
Wow.
And a quick historical note. Here's how times have changed.
Actually, he and Shatner are the only ones left of the original crew.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. 1966, the minimum wage.
No, wait a minute. Sulu's still alive.
Oh, that jerk. That's right. Yeah, well, 1966, the minimum wage is raised to a whopping $1.40 an hour. 1966, my first radio job was 1965, and I think it was $1.15 an hour that I got. I think $1.15 an hour.
Were you worth it?
I was real worth it.
Similar now?
Yeah, kind of like right now. Basic minute.
Break it down.
Somebody's got to do it.
You've come a long way, baby.
And remember, this was the place where the owner said, I got this wood. He knew I was a hunter. I used to shoot. And
don't tell that story.
I had a 30-30, and he said, I got a woodchuck out by the transmitter in the backyard, in the back 40. If you get a chance during the news breakers, of course, I was doing the news too, so you get a chance during a commercial break or something, see if you can shoot that damn woodchuck for me. And I brought my 30-30 to work at the radio station and when I was 17 or whatever. Anyway, okay, 404-741-1230, 741-1230 in case you want to call. Again, we are monitoring YouTube if you have comments.
Let me check.
I don't see anything now.
No, nobody.
Sorry. Well, and by the way, it just started raining again, so we have this weather stuff going on. And, it's summer, it's still summer. And hot and stupid. By the way, a couple quick things. And we got news. We'll talk about UFOs and stuff like that, too. The 2 things. I mentioned last night that I was going to hang around here at the radio station longer than normal because the concert sign was out in my driveway, and that means the concert in town down to the thing. And it takes me 25 minutes to go 60 yards sometimes to try to get through the thing, whatever. So I just, so I waited here. And in fact, one of the things I remember in the morning yesterday when I saw the sign as I was leaving, I said, well, I'm just going to stay. In fact, I'll get gas coming home instead of doing it now on the way to work. So last night I stopped, drove here down Ontario, whatever it was, and turned to the Shell station here. $5.10 a gallon. $5.10.
They see you pull in, and I swear they changed the price.
Hey, it's Peterson. That's a black car.
I paid $3.97 a couple of days ago.
Well, I wasn't there.
Premium.
Well, then you should move your gas station within 50 miles of where I live, and I'll do it too.
It's called a Kroger or an Ingles.
Okay, somehow this is my fault. Somehow I did something bad by...
Yeah, because you keep pulling into Exxon and BP and Shell.
Well, what are you going to get, Fred's gas?
What's the damn difference? They keep telling you, the additives and bull crap.
Well, the tank farm has the same gasoline, but different companies have different additives. But the gasoline is the same. You're basically, Fred's stop and go gas station convenience store is probably the same gas as every other thing.
They'll argue with you
for some additives.
Yeah,
there are additives that are different. But again, whatever. So, man, with my car, your car, you don't
every once in a while, pull into BP and get every 4 times. Get
some
BP.
of that white gas from Amoco. Used to sell it like that.
White gas.
White gas. Used to call Amoco white gas.
Never heard.
You never heard of that? Oh my God! Google it. Amoco white gas.
I remember when unleaded first came out, it stank, and the old joke was if anyone farted, they go, "Oh, the damn unleaded."
That's the good gas. Yeah. No, Amoco white gas. That's how. And that was the good high test stuff to clean your car.
I just moved Texaco super cheap.
Anyway, so I dropped $5.10.
Well, that's your fault.
I guess nobody else is to blame. I guess the reason we have high gas prices is that damn Kimmer. I was just they were just saying. In fact, I think there was a presidential release a minute ago that said you complain about the gas prices. Talk to that son of a bitch, the Kimmer down in Atlanta,
the reason
Georgia.
You have high gas prices. It's your fault.
God. Well, now we're getting somewhere.
I will say that as I'm pumping that, I'm looking at going, I never thought I'd be paying $3 for a damn gallon, and I shouldn't have to be paying. We are the world's largest exporter of oil.
Yeah. We were independent under Donald Trump. And the first thing that President Cheating Lies Stupid Face did was... killing the pipeline, the Keystone Pipeline. Telling us we're going to be independent of oil companies.
We have more oil than anybody, more natural gas than anybody, and we export more food than anybody.
That's right.
Why the hell is everything so expensive?
That's right. Well, we know. Anyway.
Democrats.
And the other thing was, speaking of money, one more quick thing, and then we have actual newsy type stuff, I think, but I really don't feel like it much. So I get home last night. Yep. So I'm driving in, and I get to near the area where
another you story.
No. Well, all right. Well, it's a driving story, and I got my $5.10 a gallon gasoline, and so then I'm going home, and as I get close, I'm saying, well, here we go. I wonder how many minutes I'm going to have to wait, to get across 60 feet.
If you mention Waze, I'm going to stab you in the eye.
I know. But as I get close toward West Side Parkway, I'm thinking, boy, there's not really much traffic right here. So I go a little closer, and wow, there's not much traffic here. And I take the little Encore part, and I said, oh my God, there's not much traffic here. Maybe well, there was no concert. They left the sign out by mistake,
just to mess with you.
And the sign is out again this morning when I left for work today. The sign is out again, so I don't know whether there's a concert or not.
The Stones are in town.
Oh, goody. Anyway, and one more money thing. I swear to God, then I'll stop.
Oh gosh.
I basically have a homeless brother. I mean, it's a thing. Like I have, I can anyway. So I'm still supporting family people anyway, which is fine. So I send him money today. Just send him a couple of. It costs to send a Western Union money in minutes. Okay, you go to Western. You can go to the Publix and the grocery store if you want to send money in minutes at Western Union. It costs to send money from my state to his. $28.
How much does it cost to send it to Mexico?
$8. If I want to send money to Mexico, it's $8. I send money to my brother in New England, it's $28. For them to go typity-type, here's your passcode, typity-type, sign this, $28.
Think about it. Today, here in Atlanta, Georgia, we have a hell of a lot more common with Mexico than we do New England.
It's unbelievable. I mean, how do you explain that?
Zelle, Venmo, PayPal.
He doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have he doesn't have an iPhone. He's basically lives in a car. I mean,
how does he get the Western Union? You go to
his girlfriend. I believe me, you don't want to know. It's a whole thing.
I don't know how you even get the money.
You're just. I mean, I'm telling you, you don't want to be me.
He doesn't have to pay when he gets it, does he?
And that's not alone. That's not my only thing. I'm sorry.
He doesn't have to pay when he picks it up.
No, I don't think he gets it for free.
Good. Okay.
But $28 to send money over the phone.
Insane.
Yeah.
How do you know it's 8 to Mexico?
I asked the guy.
By the way, it's
I said, what the hell does it cost to send it overseas? It must be a fortune. Yeah, it's $8.
Ocho.
I wonder why would they make it easy for the illegal aliens to send money to their families and keep coming here to send money back home?
There's a lot more people doing that than what you're doing.
Well, I'll be darned. I guess we've discovered it. Oh, my God. 4:30, time for the 4:29 break with Kimber, Pete, Flounder, and Morning Joe's helping out, too. Oh, my God. banner of the Reich. The ambassador assured the Nazis that not all Americans feel that the Nazi swastika is a bad thing.
You know, I feel like Norm Macdonald. The more I read about this guy Hitler,
the more I dislike the guy.
I just don't like the guy.
I just don't really care for him.
Hey, got a phone call.
Oh, we got a phone call. Is that Kim?
Kim.
Hey, Kim. Oh, you got a boy's name. Hey, Kim. Welcome. How you doing?
I know. We have the same name almost.
Well, it's a good thing we're not.
Love that you were back on the show. But I was watching your podcast too.
Yes, ma'am.
My husband got me interested several years ago when I started listening to talk radio, and I just love all three of you.
Well, aren't you very sweet?
Unfortunately, I'm having a hard time getting you on my car radio.
I know.
Sometimes I'm working.
I know, and again, it's the welcome to the world of apps and digital broadcasting.
Right.
Unfortunately, now, do you have the app on your phone? I'm assuming, right?
Oh, I should just listen. Oh, duh. I'm sorry. I just listened to the replays. But yeah, I forgot. I've got the app on my phone.
Yeah,
I'll
it comes in
from there.
now. And what's occasionally? Don't be upset if occasionally, like if you go from one place to another, the app may go into a quick announcement of some kind for 30 seconds, but it goes back again.
Right.
It's just a modern technology.
Right,
So,
sure,
but if you
I
get the
get
free app and you could, if you want to plug your phone in for the power in your car, you can listen to you on the phone in your car while you're driving. Anyway, just a thought.
Awesome.
Just a thought.
Well, I was listening to Monday's show, and I didn't get all the way through yet, but I was like, I have to call, and I apologize. I told Flounder that I had not heard this story yet. Some incredible stories coming out of that day.
9/11, yes, yeah.
My parents, my daddy was a true American, my mom still is, they were flying back from Ireland that day.
Wow.
And they had just made it across the halfway mark, wherever that is over in the Atlantic.
Uh-huh.
And they ended up going to Gander. Their plane was one of the planes that landed in Gander, Newfoundland, that day.
Newfoundland. Wow.
Yes. That was Gander was the little town.
Gander. I didn't hear you. Yeah, Gander. Yeah, isn't there a military base or something near there, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes, please, ma'am.
Well, that's okay, baby. That's okay. It was the closest airport to get all of the planes out of the sky. The ones that had not made it across had to go back to Europe. Wow. The ones that had made it across this line all had to land in this teeny-tiny airport. There were 42 planes in this little tiny airport. It was so small, all they had was one set of rolling staircases to disembark all of the passengers. Yeah. Well, first they literally shut the town down, sent all the children home from school. They opened up all of the churches. My parents slept on the altar steps of a church for 3 nights.
Wow.
The medical personnel got medicines for people who maybe had medicines in their luggage because they wouldn't let the passengers get their luggage off the plane. Now, my mom and dad had traveled a lot, so they had a few things in carry-on, but they couldn't even get to their regular luggage.
Yeah, people have to remember there were no flight. I mean, everything was shut down, and nobody knew what was going on. And so where you stayed until
you stayed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And my parents were on the plane for 16 hours before they were able to actually get off the plane. Then they, like I said, they slept at the church for 3 nights. The townspeople came out. They opened their homes for people to take showers. They got all the grills and delivered grills to all these places. The townspeople cooked for all these passengers from all over the place. Went to the Walmart, got toothbrushes, underwear, all that good stuff that people might not have enough of. And then just brought them to all these places, and people, were able to pick out what they needed. It was an incredible. Fortunately, Mom and Dad had a pilot that kept them abreast of the situation, so they kind of knew what was going on as much as he did. When he got news, he shared it with the passengers. And one other thing I thought that was really cool. You're talking about cell phones. There were no smartphones yet,
right? Yeah,
and not even very many people had cell phones.
Yeah, 22 years ago. So it's
I know, right? And so, but those that did, I think Mom and Dad said there were 3 on the plane, and they were letting folks call, like make a quick phone call just to let them know that, family or whatever, that they were okay. And my brother, real quick, I know you guys got to go.
No. You talk. No. You talk. Well, you do your thing. Everybody be fine over here. You tell us the story.
Sweet. You are so sweet.
No.
My brother is in finance, lives here in Atlanta as well. That's where I live. And he went up to New York a lot on business. Mm-hmm. And so Mom and Dad had been gone for 2 weeks. They didn't know.
Oh, wow. They must have thought he was
up there.
Wow. From Atlanta to New York, sure. Oh, boy.
Right.
Yeah.
He would always go to the financial centers for his meetings and stuff. So that was their call, was to his wife to make sure on his birthday, 9/11 is also my brother's birthday, bless his heart. And fortunately, he was here in Atlanta. He was not in New York that day. So, so they flew back into the States on that Friday. And you're going to love this one. It always brings chills. They stayed at the airport in Jersey with the National Guardsmen protecting them, protecting their stuff while they slept that night before going back to where they needed to go.
Wow.
So they sat there and watched over my parents and everybody else that was there.
Oh, man.
So, that's my story.
What a time. Wasn't that? What a time.
Wasn't it?
And remember, Kimmy, remember all the flags that started flying? I mean, remember every single neighborhood in America.
Where are they now? Where are they?
And last year there were 2 in my neighborhood, and this year there was only mine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe.
Really
I mean, Even though little teeny.
America, we sure do.
Yeah. Thank you, babe. I really appreciate your calling. Thank you. Call anytime.
You're so welcome. I just when I heard y'all talking the stories, I was like, you know what? I've got to tell this one because it's such an incredible story. And when they came out with that "Come From Away," that Broadway play, we took my mom to see that. All the kids and grandkids went and took my mom to see it.
Oh, cool.
And here at the Fox, and she said it was, a lot of it, they really stuck with the facts, and then they told a few of the personal interest stories. So it was quite the day.
Great to talk with you. Thank you so much, babe. All right, Dal.
I'm so glad I got through. You guys are all wonderful. Pete, Flounder, and Kimmer, I just love listening to
You're very kind. Thanks, Kim. I appreciate it.
And a good point. Carry your pills that you need with you on your carry-on. Don't put them in the luggage.
Well, when we were trapped here a few years ago in the ice storm for 3 days, I didn't have my pills that I'm supposed to take twice a day for my heart. So
and it showed.
Well, I died.
You were flatulent all night.
You were trying to do mouth to mouth. Get off me! Get off me! It's unbelievable. It's 4:45 already. My God, boys! Hold on, we got everything coming up here. We haven't gone so far. Oops, so these here we're gonna turn off. 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's 4:51. If you're watching on YouTube and you just saw Pete get up and leave, it's because a few minutes ago I was looking at his monitor and he was typing up a story about a woman and a swimming thing and a son or something. I said, gee, Pete, weren't you look up? He said, oh my God. And he raced out to go get the story he was just printing. Anyway, how you doing? 4:51. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Flounder and Morning Joe helping us out. And this is Led Zeppelin. And it was on this day, 1971, U.S. tour. Led Zeppelin appeared at Berkeley Community Theater in Berkeley, California. God, I remember covering stories there when I was in San Francisco for 2 years in the 80s. Oh, my God. What a bunch of fruit bags. Anyway, Led Zeppelin at Berkeley, California. Countless major acts have appeared the same place. Jimi Hendrix, The Who, Van Morrison, The Kinks, Bruce Springsteen, Genesis, Elvis Costello, The Clash, Iggy Pop, David Bowie. Wow, a billion things. Anyway, we'll play a little Led Zeppelin for a second here. Never really thought much about them at all. They're rock and roll. No, I mean, I really don't.
Rock and roll.
What?
The rock and roll band of the 70s. Number one, bigger than the Stones and the Who.
Well, I don't believe that's
70s.
True.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Well, not in my mind, sir. But again, I don't know anything about music, and you do, so I will take your word for it entirely.
Well, the question is what is this considered now? Because classic rock is now considered music of the 90s.
Oh, my God, that can't be true.
No, I mean, if you look at like bands like Pearl Jam, and that's considered, I mean, I don't consider it classic rock. But I mean,
this is classic rock.
This is classic rock. He just told you that you and I, even you now, are 20 years too old. The classic rock was not 70s, it's 90s.
I like that, too. I like Pearl Jam. I like Nirvana.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't like anything.
I don't like anything that came after that, though.
Well,
tell you the truth.
That was really the last true rock and roll revolution.
Stone Temple Pilots was good. I'll give them that.
But they came out at the same time, like early 90s.
You're right.
Well, there you are. A quick birthday, if you don't mind. Kimberly Williams Paisley is 52. You don't know the name. Peggy Kenter on Nashville. Dana on According to Jim. And Kimberly Williams Paisley is Steve Martin's daughter in The Father of the Bride, that little cute little brunette. That's
I've met her.
The girl I just said. You met her?
Yeah, her son went to a summer camp I worked at.
Well, we have to know this story now.
Yeah, well, I worked at a summer camp for like 3 years.
Where's this?
In North Carolina.
Did you?
No, there's none of that. And her and Brad Paisley, the country singer, who's her husband, their son, went to the summer camp.
She's married to Brad Paisley?
Yeah, they've been married like 20 years.
How many Paisleys do you know? They have to be related.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even make the connection. I thought it was just another hyphenated liberal chick. Well, I'll be freaking damned.
Yeah, that's her partner.
Brad Paisley's partner, connected the birth partner, Kimberly. Well, I'll be damned.
All right.
And now, so you met her, and what she looked like, and this was what year? How many years ago?
This was like 2-3 years ago.
Oh, she's 52 now. So back when she was
she's
still,
hot.
And now, no. I'm serious. Now, did you know who she was, and did she? And how did you meet her?
They had to brief us, so we didn't, single out the kid because.
Well, now tell the story.
Parents.
This is a story. This is good radio.
So they got us all around.
Yeah.
My boss, John, all right, we got a famous kid this year. Whoa, everybody, it's Brad Paisley's son. All the country fans went wild. Everybody else was like, who?
Just all counselors? You're talking staff people?
Yeah, all the staff, all the counselors.
Yeah. Staff.
So the kid comes, and he looks exactly like his dad.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's how old? How old are these people?
At this time, he's like 11, 12. Still goes there. Great kid.
Is this an overnight summer camp or a day camp or what?
Yeah, overnight summer.
Like 2
camp.
weeks at a time type camp? Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks or a month at a time.
All right, so they warned you that Brad Paisley's kid was coming, and then what?
And then he came, and we treated him like every other kid.
Well, now, but what about the girl? We don't care about Brad Paisley.
She
the girl.
came. I was working the front desk, and she came, and she had a bodyguard. Big dude.
Really?
Yeah, she rolled up there with a bodyguard. I said, hi, I'm Joe Virgin. She said, hi, I'm Kimberly. This is my son. And I sent him to their cabin.
And what was she wearing?
Oh.
Well, I'm just curious. Was she wearing jeans and a T-shirt, or was she wearing a gown with a chauffeur? I mean,
and
I don't
sunglasses because she was afraid that somebody would know what she looks like, but nobody knows what she looks like.
I mean,
No blouse?
And did you know who she was? I mean, well, obviously because they told you. But
I'd seen Father of the Bride.
Okay, so did you recognize her from Father of the Bride?
No, she had the big old sunglasses. But I from her name, we were told that she was coming.
Okay,
so I knew who she was.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, and you didn't ask for autograph or anything? Would it be inappropriate? Well, it'd be inappropriate. They probably told you don't ask for any or take pictures or autographs. I'm guessing, right or not?
Yeah. That was kind of implied.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, let's see. That's a nice story. Morning show contributing to the afternoon program here with
lovely
a story
family.
About the
I've seen her before. Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty. She's very cute. And it was a great. I remember the show. The movie was very nice. It was a cute family movie. So that was always nice. All right, 4:56. We blew that whole freaking segment.
You realize this is the second female celebrity he's claimed to have met in his life during this show. Well, who was the first one? Now you mentioned about
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney. He knew her too.
Oh, I know her very well.
Yeah. Oh, very well. Well, we need to hear more about this then.
No, in his dreams.
Oh. No, I think he's pretending.
No, it was in my dreams, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's 4:56. Is it time to go yet? Did we find any other comedian? Did Flounder ever come up with any other acts of any kind here? No? Yes? You want to do one? I see him in the base.
Yes, we have one.
Excellent. Well, let's do it. Shall we do one? We have time now?
Yeah, we got time.
Let's do one now. Flounder Funnies with Joe helping out.
Men, fellas, listen up. We are way crazier than that. We play fantasy football, dude. That's crazy. First of all, watching football is a fantasy, okay? We can't do it. We watch other guys do it. Fantasy football is a fantasy of the fantasy because that team wasn't doing very good, so we created a new fantasy to figure out if you guys get it. You're Cowboy fans, you know what I'm saying? Just like no. So you're like, maybe I can win at this game. You know what I'm saying? Just make it one. That's one step. And then before the football season, you'll see this. There's 3 grown men on television, and they were doing a mock fantasy draft, a fake draft of an imaginary league of a fantasy. Like, fellas, how far from reality can we get? He's like, I just picked up Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, pick up your daughter from school, dude. He's like, dude, your wife is about to be a free agent, dude. It's like...
Who's that again?
Sydney Sweeney right here is what I'm showing you.
Yeah, Pete's looking. No, I was talking to them to who the comedian was.
Oh my John God. Chris?
Pete Davis is looking at a woman's naked Zuma
She's not naked.
Well, Dave, she wanted to be with you looking at her.
Bikini.
And that's that Sydney Sweeney girl?
Yeah.
Because she didn't look blonde there. She looks pretty buxom. And who is the comedian? I'm sorry, they're new. Morning, John.
John Christ.
I think
John Christ, not Christ.
Oh, he's a Christian. Yeah, he's a Christian comedian. He's pretty funny. He makes fun of churches and stuff, and coaches. Does a lot of football coaches. He's pretty funny.
Huh. He also does his comedy is pretty clean. He doesn't use cuss words and stuff like that.
Excellent. Coming up, we'll have more, and you'll hear more at the 5 o'clock news coming up here in a minute or so with Hunter Biden indicted on 3 charges. We'll talk about that. You'll hear President Poo-Poo Face also getting angry with a reporter, and we'll talk the King, Tom Hughes, the former great morning man we used to work with, has already come out with some more memes now that Delta Airlines has come out with all kinds of restrictions and new rules on how hard it's going to be to get into their lounges, as the King says, unless you happen to know Tom Brady personally, apparently. Oh my God! Now, are you a butt man? He's looking at this girl's
I'm just
fanny.
saying she's got a nice one.
Well, I see. That's the thing. Anyway, all right. Apparently, if you don't, Delta's making it harder and harder to get customers to qualify for their status on Sky Miles. It's now no longer based on the number of miles you fly with Delta. It's based exclusively on the amount of money you spend with Delta. And that's where you get your Sky Miles. It's coming up with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and Morning Joe helping out here. Flounder's about to take off with Miss Veronica for a little something special to make her happy.
Because she said so.
Got to marry that girl right now. Hell, I could perform Pete and I. Oh, my God. Pete and I are both in. My God, we're both ministers.
Here we are.
A double ceremony with. Oh, my God. Oh, it's coming up 5 o'clock. We got to put this together. Oh, it's going to be great. Let's get it together, ladies. Fire, left shoulder, right a blank. Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the giver with Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire. I'm guessing Holy Crap It's Sports podcast coming up maybe tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Up today, we got a mic actually. There we go.
Maybe tomorrow morning. Maybe
tomorrow. It's possible. And Flounder, the mechanical mangler at the controls, and Morning Joe's helping out because Flounder's leaving early to be with Miss Veronica for a special time together, which we're very excited about and always promote. I have a number, and we got some phone calls. We'll get right to those here as we say what's going on here. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. If you just joined us, if you didn't hear the news, Hunter Biden's been indicted for 3 charges on the gun deal, and I say it's great, but we'll see. Just like the so-called impeachment that may be coming again, we'll see. Anyway, a million things coming up. We'll talk more about that. Also, UFO story, another finding out, another published study, and it was done by NASA, not the Defense Department, which was different, and we'll talk about both of those. In fact, one of our callers is coming. I think Swatum wants to talk about that, if I'm not mistaken. Also, we got a billion things. The Soprano star Adriana is now with full support of her children on a X-rated OnlyFans porn website thing now. Supported by her kids.
An Emmy winner.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But she also says she doesn't have any money, and they tried to screw her over her COVID stance. I didn't know anything. We'll talk about that, too, coming. I didn't know about that.
Then we should support her by checking out her.
Well, I don't know. I don't have any interest in seeing a 51-year-old Drea Mateo naked. I just don't. I mean, she wasn't my type in the beginning. You ever seen
She's not my type. She's not my type.
Anyway, also, Pete's going to update what we know a little bit, and it isn't much about Stetson Bennett. Is off of the L.A. Rams for a while for personal reasons. We don't know much about it, but we wish him well and hope it's okay. Anyway, all that coming up. 404-741-1230. 12:30. Let's go to the phones.
Here you are. Blah, blah, blah.
I can't see the board.
Well,
so
you mentioned him, so Swatoon.
Okay, the new study came out today where NASA published study, and they had a news conference, and basically they said they concluded there is no reason to believe there are any cases of aliens yet by proof. They can't prove it. They have not collected enough evidence to reach reliable conclusions. That means the origin of numerous UFOs remain uncertain, and there is no conclusive evidence suggesting an extraterrestrial origin for these UFO things. In other words, Watum, it's the same old story. They're saying, well, we can't say it's made by outer space creatures, but we don't know what they are. I don't know. What do you think?
We don't need aliens. We have Democrats. The reason I'm calling back in 1991, just before the Sarajevo massacre, we had like 3 months before that, we had a TV station that at 7:30 everybody would sit down and watch the news in the whole country because we only had 3 channels back then. And they will report that the cameras catch the UFO flying over Sarajevo just 3 months before the massacre that happened.
Over Sarajevo,
and
yes, sir.
What stick with me is the report that says we are not need to fear these aliens. We need to fear ourselves because we are the worst of the kind. And sure enough, the war started, and that made a lot of sense after that.
Well, the problem is they must just be afraid to tell us. I mean, you can't tell me that they don't believe that there's no way these are man-made. If they're not man-made, then they're made from non-man. I mean, what the hell's the option? I mean, who are they trying to kid? And clearly, they must have evidence that if they got here, that that we can't control that. I mean, I don't know. There's so much that they're not telling us. I just don't believe any of it.
Hey, Kimmer, would you go contact other civilization if they don't know what difference between woman or man is?
Yeah, what do they want with us anyway?
Yeah, exactly. They're like, what?
Yeah, if they see all the anger and the hate and all these liberals and trying to ruin everything, and you don't know whether a boy is a girl or it doesn't make any difference. What the hell? I mean, my God.
You know what I don't get about Democrats? It's they like all these people are going away from the gods.
Yeah.
And they're looking for some new, like crystals and stuff.
Yeah.
They're still looking for God. They just cannot click with it that, God is there. It's listening. It's just, we are meant to suffer a little bit so we can look back and enjoy what we created.
I think they want God to be some kind of an artificial intelligence chat thing. Seriously, I don't know where they're going with all. I mean, what they're doing, it certainly isn't religious or spiritual.
It's a devil.
So I don't know.
That's cool.
That's right. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thanks. Thank you, man.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you, sir. That's right to him. Yeah.
Non-man.
Is
it you just
non-human?
Coin a new phrase.
I did a
non-man.
Well, I mean, think about it. If they say if they say nobody made these here on Earth,
but they're not UFOs.
Well, therefore. I mean, duh. I mean, it's either yes or no.
But then they pull out this crap they did a few days ago from Mexico where they take what looks like plaster of Paris dolls.
That's not crap.
You see where someone's photoshopped Biden's head on? It's such crap.
I know.
Who can believe? And someone pointed out, in this age of AI and Photoshop, that's the best you could do.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that was bad. But that guy's a fraud. I got something in my eye. Sorry. Now, we have a flag call, I think, don't we? Denise is on the right. Hey, Denise, hi. Welcome aboard. How you doing, doll?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing great, sweetie. What's up?
I'm home, so I'm listening for a change. I get to listen.
Well, excellent.
So,
we're very glad about that.
Yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to tell Pete that I'm going to buy his book.
You did what now?
No. I'll send you.
Pete's book.
Well, I'll send you one.
She bought your book.
Yeah.
All right, which book?
And,
I wanted to make sure. Which book did we? Which book were you wanting from Pete?
The newest one, the update.
Yeah, the new one's coming out. Yeah.
Clemson,
It'll be coming out.
I I got to read all the bad things he's going to say about Clinton. You know,
well, now you have to just everything with a grain of salt. You know, he's just being himself. Yeah, that's all right.
I hate teasing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's enjoyable. So he gave me one before. So,
well, we'll get you another one. We'll get you another one.
And I wanted. I wanted to tell you, if y'all ever, I know you were talking about how sad it was about them not seeing so many American flags.
And no flags.
Especially on 9/11.
Yeah.
And my neighborhood does have a good many. And when the road that I take to go to church on Sundays, there's a business that has the biggest flag in South Carolina, and it's absolutely beautiful. And they also have a 9/11 memorial, which has the twin towers. It's just beautiful. So I was going to tell you, if you ever come to Greenville, it's just absolutely spectacular.
When I came to Atlanta in 1972, my next door neighbor across the street was a guy named George Cobb, whose dad was one of the designers of Augusta National, by the way, a famous architectural golf designer. And they lived in a family from Greenville, and we used to go up there and play golf once in a while. Beautiful part of the country. And by the way, those big flags, those big parade flags are wonderful. I mean, they're like 80 feet by 80 feet. I mean, they're just beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Outstanding. It is. I can't help but slow down and look at it. And I've tried to video it, but it's kind of hard when you're going down the road.
Well,
but it is. And I just wanted to, that was my thought.
You're very kind.
I heard you talking.
Thanks, sweetie. Thank you, Denise. Thanks, Doll. You have a great day. And we have, is this our special Christian? A Christian with a special, and no, it's not at all. Wait, that's gone. It's not there.
By the way, the book she was mentioning.
That was not the thing. Ixnay on the OK of the own fay of the 80 radio shea.
The Totally Biased Guide to Southern College Football is the book that she was.
The new name
it's out on
the book there.
Amazon right now.
Coming up, Lisa Gummy Bear, the tramp of the FBI, turned on her husband after he stuck with her when she was a slut for the ages.
Slut. Not a good slut either. She's an ugly woman.
A bad slut. Just
ugly woman.
And we'll re-go through that. Also, Trey Mateo, Adriana.
You just did that story.
I just did that story. Well, I didn't do the whole story. I mean, but it's kind of well, I guess that story's over. Luckily, we have Holy Crap at Sports, and I don't know if I have any sports birthday. Oh, yes, I do have a sports birthday today.
Good.
With Pete Davis said, Clive Flounder and Morning Joe, and I got to go. You're telling me, here we go.
Shaky first has an earned run average of 1.56 in 7 appearances against the flailing Phils.
Wow.
Austin Riley provided all the runs they would need with a 2-run homer in the first. He had 3 RBIs for the evening. So the Philly manager, Rob something, can stick it when he whines about the Braves' home run celebrations. Basically, Acuna was doing stuff afterwards.
He doesn't do much. I mean, it's not that big a
heck with them. The Braves have gone 63-26 since June 3rd.
Wow.
That's amazing. They're about 4.5 game lead over the Dodgers for the top, so that's good. Postseason single game tickets go on sale Friday, September 22nd, according to one of our bosses, Scott McFarland.
Just how much they are? I'm just curious what a game, a guy just wants to buy a ticket, what would it cost him, I wonder?
American dollars.
Oh, American dollars.
I have no idea how much they cost.
Isn't that, I have no, $20, $80, $100?
I bought one the last time they went to the World Series for like 80.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Things are up now. I don't know.
160 then.
All right.
There we go.
Since Atlanta joined the NL East, they've won 18 titles. The Phillies have 5. Nats 4. The Mets 2.
Well, we had all those pictures, man. We had all the, 14 in a row division titles or something?
No, 13? Well, that's from like 1994 on. Yeah. So, on this. What kills me is next year, I swear, in March, all those pundits will pick the Mets again to win the NL East.
Every year.
Bryce Elder on the mound tomorrow night in Miami. They are off tonight. On this date in 1914, after being ejected for swearing, Brave shortstop Johnny Evers claims he was talking to the ball and not the umpire.
Well, he probably was.
The umpire didn't believe that either. So he got a 3-day suspension.
Evers to chance? That Evers?
His name is Evers. Yeah, we've always mispronounced that. Tinkers to Evers to chance.
That's the guy,
Tinkers to Evers to chance.
Evers to chance,
1978, 38-year-old Jim Bouton, the old knuckleballer from Ball 4, picked up his first win since 1970, a 4-1 victory by the Braves over the Giants, as Ted Turner said, we need to sign that guy. He loved the book, and he loved Jim Bouton's story, so he signed him to come back with the Braves, and he made it back to the major leagues.
Now, the Jim Bouton Ball 4 is not the same as the Boys of Summer.
No. Ball 4 was just broke open. It was the 1969 Seattle Pilots one season with Jim Bouton, the former Yankees star, and he basically blew the lid off Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford, the drinking, the partying, all the stuff that went on behind the scenes.
Was that the one with the famous traveling hunting where Mickey and Whitey?
No, that's not it. That's not it. Okay. That's something else. But Jim Bouton,
that was Whitey's book. I'm sorry.
But Jim Bouton later wrote Ball 4 plus Ball 5 about his time with the Braves. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
And the Red Sox have fired GM Keim Bloom. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The man who traded Mookie Betts.
Ah, yes, Mookie, the co-MVP of the.
And just when you thought the soon-to-be retiring Adam Wainwright was going to fade into the sunset,
fading away, yes.
Think again. On the last place Cardinals' final weekend, Adam will give a 3-song concert for the 3 fans left in Busch Stadium. He will serenade the unlucky few with tunes from his upcoming country music album.
Oh, boy.
At this point, I believe that we are the only 3 people left on Earth who have not released or plan to release a country music album. Although I do have an EP of Irish sea shanties coming out in November.
Well, I did that one country tune that made iTunes for a while. Kiss Me, Butt Teeth, My Tonsils Itch. That was kind of and then How Could I Miss You If You Won't Go Away? That was another one of
Gene
mine.
Autry give you those jokes? That's how old those jokes are. Jeez.
Hey, did you ever meet Gene Autry, mister?
No, I did not.
Well, thank you very much.
Like a phoenix from
I used to work for the man. Sorry. All right.
Like a phoenix from the ashes. Yes. Like inflation under Biden.
Oh, God.
Like your bed sheet first thing in the morning.
He's not stopping.
Aaron Rodgers will rise again.
He will rise again.
Like his bed.
Like it's funny.
Okay, please keep me in your thoughts and prayers as I begin the healing process today, the former Jets quarterback said. So
he also said he's heartbroken. He feels everything you do. I mean, and clearly, he sounded like a human being when I read this.
I think he's a nice guy. He's a little different, and that's fine with me.
Well, if he
wants to go to darkness retreat and take mushrooms with the peyote Indians,
I have
no problem with that.
He's also a superstar, one of a kind type,
Hall of Famer,
world famous athlete, celebrity.
Been washed up for a couple years.
He's going to be unusual, I mean, but I read his comment. I really felt bad for him.
I do feel bad for him.
Feels like he let everybody down.
I wanted to see how it would play out.
Too.
Because it would have been a disaster.
That was the story.
And we could, instead of one 3-minute disaster. We would have had a whole season-long disaster.
It would have been the story of the season. Would have been Aaron Rodgers this year.
And the Jets doing what they always do. Them and the Cowboys.
Jets.
The Rams have placed backup quarterback Stetson Bennett on the reserve non-football illness list. Sean McVay, the coach, will not disclose specifics, says it is not related to the right shoulder injury he was dealing with last week. The two-time national champion Bulldog will miss at least the next 4 games. McVay says, out of respect for him and the situation, I'm going to leave all the specifics and particulars in-house, and I want to be able to do that out of respect for that. So I'm not going to really have any follow-up information or anything that I'll give in that regards. Which makes people just wonder what the hell is going on.
Well, it's just, either way, it's a shame. It's obviously something personal, and he needs to deal with it, and they're doing the right thing by.
And now they say it's personal. It's none of our damn business.
Yeah, so it's a ball game. So we hope he's well and come back soon.
That's true. A Florida high school football player was airlifted to a hospital last week after an ugly on-field incident. Defender Gavin Lambeth of Bluntstown tackled Ethan Lipford of Mariana. What appeared to be a fairly routine action there on the field quickly turned scary when Lambeth began slamming Lipford's head into the turf.
Oh, boy.
He then ripped the helmet off and used it as a weapon, smashing it into the player's face. It was defenseless laying there on the ground.
Oh, my.
Had to be airlifted off the field, taken to a hospital in Tallahassee. Lambeth ejected immediately. He got an automatic 1-game suspension.
Oh, well, he was a starter. He was a starter. So.
Of course, now they're going to talk about future punishment. Future punishment.
It's a crime.
It's felony assault.
Oh,
Put
my
the little
God.
crap in
He could
jail.
have killed him.
He could have killed him.
A football helmet?
Could have killed him.
They don't break when you slam it against a skull.
He was evaluated for concussion and facial injuries, could not communicate or walk under his own power afterwards. He's home now, though, doing better, hopefully.
What do we know what the problem was?
He's a thug.
Well, I mean, but
he's
there
obviously
must have
a
been
spoiled
some
little thug.
personal
I don't care what he said to you. You can't do that.
Well, was it did he say something? His ex-girlfriend or something? Or
they haven't said why.
I can't believe that.
It's felony assault.
Yes, absolutely. Could have killed him.
Not many White Sox fans are left, Kimmer.
Oh, well, really?
There weren't many to begin with.
No.
Brian posted a pic of their near-empty ballpark up in Chicago, and the caption reads, "There are more active hurricanes in the Atlantic than there are fans at today's game."
Do they have any any good players? Are their
best players at shortstop, Tim Anderson, and he's a spoiled little crap.
And he's terrible.
He's always has trouble. Yeah, he's overrated. They're all overrated. All of them.
And is that just no good players?
They fired the GM already.
Luis Robert.
Yeah, okay, they do have a couple good players.
I don't know anything about
Dylan
American League.
Cease.
Yeah, you do. You know Stan Musial played there for his whole career.
With the Phoenix Lurfkers.
Yes. College football tonight.
Well, who's playing? I didn't know that. A lot of people are.
Everybody wants the Bethune-Cookman versus the Miami Hurricanes tilt.
Miami's playing Bethune-Cookman. So I was looking for a win. Okay.
I don't even think that counts if you beat them, does it?
Wasn't that Agnes Scott, JV?
I don't know. Well, that would be a game. Navy. I think they're going to play Parkview next. And that really would be a game.
That would be a good
game. But
game.
then you have Navy at Memphis, which I like to watch the armed services guys.
Yeah.
I love. In fact, one of my favorite things is when it's fall and Army's playing at home and they show the scenes around the West Point and the leaves are turning.
Yeah.
That is one of the most beautiful places on earth.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, again, that we're talking about the Revolutionary War time.
It's just
West Point.
Brilliant. That whole area is just brilliant. And by the way,
and again, Benedict Arnold. I mean, the whole West Point has a whole thing in history. From the beginning.
It's beautiful to drive through. Yeah. I don't know why people don't learn their lesson. Quit poking the bear. Quit making fun and saying things about Deion Sanders because he turns around and kicks your butt every time you do this.
Who did it?
They're playing Colorado State this weekend. That's
the
in-state rival.
That's the rival.
They're like 20 miles apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jay Norvell's the coach of the Rams, I guess is what they are, Colorado State, and he basically went on ESPN and said, "Well, when I come on, I'm an adult, and my mother taught me when I talk to adults, I take my cap and my sunglasses off." That's a direct shot at Deion, who always has the cap and the sign. So Deion came out today and says, "What the hell? We don't ever attack anybody," or he doesn't, he claims. And why is everyone always attacking us? Because it never turns out well.
Yeah. Well, go get them. All right, Colorado State. Yeah, that's where I took my favorite ex-wife, the one who did love me, where we took Jennifer to school, her college career at Colorado State University, where she learned how to do heroin and cocaine.
Everything's a good
She's been clean for 19 years, by the way, and 20 years next month. God bless America. Anyway, 5:30 coming up, and we got actual newsy stuff and fun stuff, and talk and fun and newsy fun stuff right there. All right, look out. Here we go. One of the reasons that Roy Orbison always sounded like a sad and played such sad songs, beautiful music, but sad songs, crying and, turn around, look at me, or whatever was that one where actually was a good news story. Anyway, on this day, 1968, Roy Orbison's house in Nashville burned down. His two eldest sons both died in the blaze. Roy Orbison was in Britain on tour on the day it happened in 1968. And was it his wife killed in the motorcycle wreck or his sister? I think it was his wife. I don't remember. It's a horrible life this guy's had. 5:36. Come on, a quick birthday or two. Mary Crosby, who played Kristen in Dallas, Who Shot JR, the episode. Mary Crosby is 64. Wasn't that Bing Crosby's wife? I think it was. Her daughter. Bing Crosby. No, I think it was his wife because she's like 50 years younger.
Not in Dallas. She wasn't in Dallas, I don't think. I think it was a daughter.
Anyway. I forgot to mention the sports birthday. Coach Larry Brown. 83 today. Is he still
NBA
coaching?
Guy. He's coaching some college
Syracuse
or something.
And then
as an assistant or something.
Yeah,
he's still coaching.
He went back to coaching.
It's amazing.
He was a longtime Syracuse coach for 50 years. Wasn't he? Larry Brown?
That's Jim Boeheim you're thinking of. Larry Brown has been with the Nuggets.
That's right.
He's been everywhere. Larry Brown's been everywhere.
He's 83 today. Oh, good for him.
Larry Brown last year was the advisor to Memphis college team.
Was that what it was?
Penny Hardaway.
Yeah. And a quick history thing here. On this day, 1951, researchers at Purdue University make a seedless watermelon. It was round, weighed 8 pounds. 1951, the first seedless
no
watermelon.
such thing. They say they're seedless, but none of them are
there's
seedless.
still teeny little ones in there, but they're not bad. They're not the big black seeds you have to,
They're
spit
just big
out.
enough to stick in your appendix now.
Anyway, I don't even care. 5:38. Coming up, we'll update you on the Hunter Biden case. We'll have the soundbite, Joe, of Hunter Biden. I mean, of President Scumface, Poopy Face coming up, and we'll also do the Nancy Pelosi bites perhaps as well. First, we have.
Before you do that, there's a headline. It begins. Daily Mail headline here. Are Democrats throwing Hunter under the bus to save Joe? Dems say president's disturbed son should be punished if convicted on gun charges. That's from that, what's that guy from New York? Nadler.
Yeah.
Nadler's saying that.
Although Senator Poopy Pants or Congressman Jerry Nadler, who can't walk without squeezing his rectum together.
Who's the one with cancer that has the bandana?
I hate him. Jamie something. Jamie.
Both of them are calling for the president's son to be punished. Here we go.
Well, this is their opportunity to take him off the ticket, and the only way to do it is for Carmela, the side piece, America's favorite lazy, shiftless vice president, to go along with it because there's no way she can be the head of the ticket.
Holy cow. TheDailyMail.com has obtained a voicemail Joe Biden left Hunter pleading with his son to get some help October 15, 2018. Hunter bought the gun October 12, 3 days before. And according to them, Joe Biden knew Hunter was having a drug-fueled meltdown at the time he bought the gun and can be heard tearfully pleading with him to get help.
I tell you and by the way, there's a million other things which are eventually going to come out. And again, I predicted it wouldn't be because of this. I predicted he'd never run 2 years ago just because he's an old fart and they were going to throw him down the stairs. And the only reason he won was because he hid in the basement and everybody hated Donald Trump. That's why Biden won. He was, the guy to be
and they cheated.
A friendly old uncle, a friendly old grandfather. He's not going to do any damage for 4 years and never be a start over. And they cheated and fixed everything. And now they realize what we have. So I thought they were going to throw him down the stairs or he'd get sick or have cancer or something. No, I realized he's going to fall in the bathtub. I swear to God, he's going to fall in the shower or fall down the stairs. And they would say, well, we really can't do this. But now it's going to be a different reason. But this is obviously, they're setting him up. When Richard Nixon lost the Republican leadership, he had to quit. And when he loses this is what's going to happen.
Can you see the Democratic leadership marching into the Oval Office and saying you're going to have to quit? I don't see them doing that.
No, I don't see them doing that. But this is the only other way they have to do it is by the media.
Through the media.
When the media, all of us, and of course it's the Daily Mail, they're more independent than anybody around here. But still, when the media starts allowing this to start seeping through, that ball game.
Let me check CNN's headline.
Yeah, I wonder if MSNBC
if they've done
anything.
Okay, they got Hunter indicted, blah, blah, blah.
Is there any reaction from the president saying anything?
Not yet.
The White House has said that he will not interfere with anything. But Hunter got 3 charges, felony charges against Hunter. Whether they remain felony charges or whether he can make a plea deal in the diversion program thinks the issue still too.
Here's another thing. If Democrats throw Hunter under the bus, what's to stop Hunter from saying, oh, screw this?
Well, my opinion all along has been that President Scuzzface has been helping Hunter so he doesn't turn on him. They don't want Hunter to turn on the president. That's why he's been living at the White House.
Yes, that's why he's right there all the time. There.
Yeah, we'll take care of you, son. As long as you don't tell anybody what really has been going on there. He already did it. Can you imagine if they throw him under the bus and Hunter says, "Oh yeah," and then he testifies live in person? Yeah, I gave all that money to Dad. He is the 10%.
No. I realize what's going to happen here. If he even thinks about doing something like that, what he'll do is he'll show up. All of a sudden, he relapsed and he took too much, and there was fentanyl in there. So not only does that get rid of Hunter and get rid of the Hunter problem, but once again, he has another dead son to parade around to get elected.
Yeah, they can kill him. They'll kill him.
My son's dead. Elect me a president again.
They'll put fentanyl in his latest cocaine or something and throw him. Fall off the balcony. Oh my God, they're going to kill him. They're going to kill Hunter Biden.
Joe's going to use it.
That's how he's going to be reelected on another dead son.
Feel sorry for me.
Wow.
That's
incredible. Now, see, I had no idea.
Good night, everybody.
I thought it was going to be because they'd throw him down the stairs, and Pete Davis could be a murderer. Now, to me, Pete Davis probably has the more logical explanation. I mean, with these people, they'll do anything.
I tell you this, and it's part of the Totally Biased Guide to Southern College Football available on Amazon, that there was, in the 1800s, a Texas Longhorns football coach who sleptwalked off the second floor of his apartment and died.
Oh, my.
He died. He fell off the balcony.
Wow. Now, how do they know that he was sleepwalking?
Because he sleptwalked. He was a sleepwalker.
Yeah, I did that once.
So it's happened before. People could...
Well, hell, I killed a guy once when I was taking a sleep drug.
Ambien. That's the first time you actually come out and admitted it, though.
Sorry, that was wrong.
It's been allegedly up until now.
We're going to edit that part out. There's no proof. There's no proof. There's not a scintilla of evidence.
Is there a statute of limitations for murder? Murder? You killed a man. That's like the anchor man. Where the weather guy, Steve Carell, kills a man with a trident. I think Rock killed a man or something.
My favorite scene, though, was when they're in the bus and they start going upside down and everything's flying and the bowling ball in the head and the spiders in his mouth and whatever, snakes eating their eyes.
That may have been the only funny part of that second
That
one.
was hysterical. I mean, you can't. Oh, God. All right, 5:43. Anyway, well, let's do a little the Biden soundbite. You know where that is?
Oh, wait, did you want to do Christian?
I probably Christian been waiting on. As you know, every once in a while, our friend Christian calls in to entertain us because we never really know what character it might be. Ladies and gentlemen, a surprise of possibly Christian or somewhere else. Welcome, you're on the radio.
Hey, I'm Christian Raleigh, and I got one who is about to call. Hello?
Hello?
Principal Prickly. This is Principal Prickly from Recess. I want to know that Beavis and Butthead has called.
Beavis and Butthead.
He's saying about some elementary school, nothing else is happening today, but they say about rock and rolling and live touch, and not to mention... They said about
hello. You should really turn your radio down when you call, so you don't.
Localization.
Lightation?
The wrong station?
Yeah. That's why.
Okay, no. All right, Christian, right there. Now, again, we had kind of a bad line.
Yeah.
But we'll enable ourselves to get that a little better next time. So that's good. Anyway, we're coming back. We'll do a little we'll hear from John. We'll hear from President Scoopoo-Poopy, and from a couple of years ago when he reacted rather badly to a woman who was trying to just get an interview with him. And the liberals are out to get the whole team, and maybe we do Pelosi. I don't know. Maybe we got any more comedy in there? We'll find something.
It's kind of like having Rich Little on the show. It's
well, it's really could go any place. Is that what you're saying, Pilgrim? Yeah. Well, where's your guy now, Moses? Yeah. It's 5:45. Thank God it's almost over. Look out. Little Richard entered a New Orleans recording studio to begin 2 days of recording. Things were not going well. And during a break, Richard and his producer, Bumps Blackwell, went to the Dude Drop Inn for lunch in New Orleans. Richard started playing the piano in the bar like crazy, singing a loud and lewd version of Tutti Frutti. With only 15 minutes left in the session, Little Richard recorded the song and coined the phrase, a wop bop, a doo bop, a top bam boom.
I don't know if I agree 100% with your police work there, Lou.
Well, that's what it says here. And let's see. How about do we have any birthdays left? Did I kill all the birthdays? Oh, my God.
No.
I think I killed all the birthdays.
That's a shame.
Well, I'll do a couple of these things. I beg your pardon. Here we go. In 2005, Sean Preston Federline was born. Sean Preston Federline is the son of Britney Spears, and as it says here, her white trash husband at the time, Kevin Federline. On this day in 2009, Patrick Swayze died of pancreatic cancer. He was only 57. I got a sports thing, Pete. In 1994, after 34 days, baseball commissioner Bud Selig says the season is over. The players had gone on strike after the owners wanted a salary cap, and after 34 days, the strike lasted 232 days. I've forgotten. 94, 95. Wow.
Yeah, killed the Expos' best chance to win a World Series. Man.
That's right.
They were leading the Braves.
Was that Rusty Staub still the Grand Orange?
No, it was long after that. Long after that. That was Marquise Grissom.
Oh, that's
when
right.
He was playing out there.
Right.
Delino DeShields and a bunch of guys out there.
I remember that. Anyway, 452. I'm sorry. I do have another birthday thing. I'm sorry. Okay, I guess it doesn't
close to
matter.
a clean getaway.
Well, actually, that doesn't. I don't care. All right, 552.
Let me ask it, Joe.
Joe.
What movie is that from? I was this close to a clean getaway.
Oh, we know that one.
Do you know?
The Astronaut.
It was
the Astronaut.
The Astronaut.
Is that the name of the movie?
No, he's portraying an astronaut.
He was an ex-astronaut, retired astronaut with a pot belly.
Let me do it in his voice. I was this close to a clean getaway.
The actress who believes in reincarnation.
He doesn't know that.
The actress who...
He doesn't know.
What year is this movie from?
It was
85, probably, 82.
80s. Okay, who is it?
The bald guy who goes to the L.A.
No,
Lakers
you said
games.
you knew.
I know, and it's coming up now. And he was a piano player on the truck when he had the little easy pieces, and he wanted to told the waitress to take the freaking tuna fish and the cheese and put the tuna fish alone by itself. And Jack Nicholson,
that is
and Shirley Temple, Shirley MacLaine, and Jack Templeton.
Let me say 5 easy pieces, and that line that's the most overrated thing in the history of movies.
That's the name of the movie.
5 easy pieces.
5 easy pieces.
And it's such a hippie 60s, bad 70s type hybrid, horrible movie.
The line you're speaking of is that you don't like.
The one you just said about the toast and telling the waitress how to do the toast, that's the most overrated, stupid line in the history of movies.
He wanted a sandwich or something.
It's not funny. It's not interesting.
Yeah. Well, it was showing him being obnoxious, billionaire's kid.
What was the name of it was Terms of Endearment, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that was a movie.
Terms of Endearment.
Yeah, that was the name of the movie.
Deborah Winger.
Yep, and the guy who was a good actor, but it was a terrible movie because
it won all kinds of things.
Well, no, I mean in terms of his wife. He fell asleep while his wife died on him.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, and the same guy with the same name.
Jeff Daniels.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, that was a
tangent.
Well, good night, everybody.
Tangent City that we visited right there.
Oh, my God.
Lord.
Just for the fun of it, let's do the Joe Biden. You have the Joe Biden soundbite. Can you find? Do you know what that one is in there?
Yeah,
all right, well, here, the setup on this, it was from 2019. President's cuckoo poo-poo face was being interviewed by a girl reporter, anchor person, and she asked him about all the corruption of the family and what people keep saying about him, and he really turned on her. Here's a little bit of that right here.
Former White House aides of yours who tried to warn you about the potential conflicts of interest.
Nobody warned me about a potential conflict of interest. Nobody warned me about that. And at the same time...
George Kent, the State Department official, testified that he raised it to you.
No, he
and your
didn't
staff,
say
to your
me.
staff.
He did not
to your staff. I stand corrected.
Never heard that once.
To your staff. And your staff told him he has no bandwidth.
Well, my son was dying. I guess that's why he said it, because my son was on his deathbed.
Oh, my God.
The man can't stop. Man can't stop. And right now, the Washington Post, New York Magazine, the Intelligencer, and other writers are suggesting the Democrats should pick somebody else to be on the ticket if he's going to keep doing this, and I don't think he'll be on the ticket. I think it's over. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer would be horrible. Illinois Tammy Duckworth. But they're actually suggesting among the 3 names are Georgia Senator Raphael Weifnacher, who is just a disgrace.
Please put the guy up there with all his skeletons.
Yeah, let's do it. Guy who ran away from a process server trying to get him to pay his child support.
And allegedly ran over her foot.
And then tried to murder his wife with a car.
No, he didn't try and murder his wife. But
was never convicted. Never convicted.
I wonder what happened with that.
I don't know.
He got buried because he's a Democrat.
Well, there you are. By the way, this is disgusting. American Airlines flight landed in Boston from Charlotte, North Carolina. A 14-year-old girl was had to go to the bathroom, so she got up to go to the bathroom in the back part of the plane. A male stewardess said, "Oh no, young lady, you can go to use the bathroom up in first class. It'll be quicker." So he walked her up to the bathroom and then said, "Oh, before you go in, let me go in first. I need to get in there and wash my hands. We're going to collect garbage." So he went in first. He was in there for a minute, came out, said he told her that the seat was broken. The girl entered the bathroom, saw the red tape along the seat that was broken. She used the bathroom, got up, and then saw a phone being held up by the red tape on the toilet seat. So the little girl, 14-year-old girl, took a picture on her phone of the phone on the toilet seat. The male attendant then went back in right after she left. She told her mother what had happened, and that a female passenger in first class was going in there, and the mother said, well, don't go in there. My daughter's just been in there. There's a camera in there. The mother went into the bathroom. The phone, this is on the plane. The phone was then gone. Obviously, the male steward, I took it back. The father then eventually showed the picture of the phone to the toilet seat to the male attendant, whose face went white and tried to explain he didn't see anything like that before. I don't know what you're talking about. They told the captain, and the FBI was waiting for the bastard when they landed at the airport.
How stupid.
My God, man.
That she's not going to see that camera?
And guess what? America, of course, they called the police, the FBI, international flight thing. So this guy's, all kinds of trouble. American Airlines has not said one word to or about the family. The family says we haven't heard a single word. Can you imagine targeting one of your daughters, a teenage girl, to obtain child pornography on an airplane? What was he thinking? A sexual predator brazenly prey on a minor in the bathroom on a plane.
In my whole life, I've only known one straight male flight attendant. And
I know a couple of them because that's where the action is.
We both know one.
The straight guys on a plane with nothing but good-looking young women.
Oh,
used to be good-looking hot babes who are looking for fun while they're laying over for 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, they were scoring all kinds of stuff. The captains and the I know adult on their own, no big deal. But that a male flight attendant, it's like male. I know a male guy who does hair. One of the most exclusive Chicago hair designer guys, and man, he would score.
It's like Shampoo, Warren Beatty,
Warren
the movie.
Beatty. It's a true story, my friends.
By the way, when we were going through our terms of endearment phase there,
yeah.
Flounder went, well, the gay couple's back.
Well, Flounder maybe should be asking his girl. He's off with Miss Veronica right now to do a little something special for her. Maybe he should be asking her, honey, if a man is alone in the forest without any women, is he still wrong?
Is going to an auction a new euphemism for that generation?
Well, they're going to an auction. Is that what they're calling it?
Better bring your gavel.
Yeah, well, don't forget, the most common sleeping position of a man is around. No, not for Flounder, because this is special. No. I'm telling him, marry this girl right now. I'm putting it on the record right now.
Putting
and
pressure.
Pete and I are both ordained ministers. We could do a double ceremony.
Right here.
You would never forget it. And we would do it live on the radio. And boy, you're going to get some wedding presents because we're going to have we're digital, baby. We're all over the world. You're going to have a wedding present gift. You're going to have a warehouse.
Quit putting pressure on them.
Oh, there's no pressure.
This young couple.
Flounder's not listening.
Yeah, he is.
It's coming up on 6 o'clock. God bless America. Good morning, Joe. Thanks for filling in. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. I got to go. You're killing me. Hoorah. Semper Fi. Herp and herp. 6 o'clock. Oh, look out. Herp.
Policies are working. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. That was the message from President Biden as he contrasted his position on the economy with Republicans.
Since I've come to office, all they've really done is attack me and my economic plan. There hadn't been much else. Even though we've created, as has been pointed out, over 13 million jobs, more jobs in 2 years.